Hello and welcome to Roll4It, Star Trek Revelation. Oh yeah, Roll4It, your favourite YouTuber streamers who get together to play some lovely, geeky role-playing games. This Friday, of course, we're playing Star Trek Adventures, Star Trek Revelation, continuing where we left off last week. So, announcements first. This episode is brought to you thanks to Jofu, who kindly supported us a nice high tier on Patreon, and thus is making it possible to do this. We also have, so massive shout out there, we also have the GM poll for Star Trek has closed, so thanks to everyone who voted in that. You will probably get us all killed, and it's going to be your fault. Not sure exactly what it entails, but it will probably entail death. I don't think we've got any other announcements. I think that's kind of it.
I think that's so good.
There we go.
All the important Patreon stuff.
Yeah. Right. In which case, to support the show, if you would like the show to continue, etc., blah, 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 you know the drill by now, you can go over to patreon.com/roll4it, 2 L's, no E, and number 4. The link is in chat. And you can support us at a tier, you get stuff from the tier, you get to support the show, allow us to have awesome cast, pay for terrible intro videos, and whatever else we need, like terrible costumes. And we will bring you amazing entertainment. That seems like a pretty good deal. And you get loads of cool stuff at the tier, like after show access, MP3 so you can listen to it on the go, being able to vote in polls that will get us killed, that sort of stuff. You can also support us over here on the Twitch. And if you subscribe, then you get access to the after shows, the actual VODs for 24 hours before they go up on YouTube. You also get like little emotes and stuff. Both the Twitch and the Patreon allow you to get into our Discord chat, and then you can be like, so, what do people think of this? Or whatever the controversial thing is today. You can also support us if you want by, you know, like donating bits or tipping like actual monies, which all goes into a little pot down there next to Dylan. And then that supports the show as well. And I believe that is it. If you want to support the show and you don't have any money, by the way, you totally can do that. Just shout at people. Go out into the street, find passers-by and be like, have you heard of Roll4It? The end times are coming. You don't have to say the end times are coming. But you can do the first part and tell them to go watch Roll4It and just like shout and scream at people, not in a disturbing the peace kind of way, because that will get you locked up. Although that said, the headline might be good advertising. So
all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah,
Twitter is also good, by the way.
Twitter is terrible,
but
also
if you want to be
tweet about
boring.
the show, yes, definitely. So feel free to publicize for us. If you do not have any money and want to support the show in a different way, you totally can. Just convert people to the cause. Like knock on their doors and be like, have you heard about Roll4It? Have you let it into your heart? You should. But I think that's kind of it, what we've got for the intro. So, we will, of course, be going over to Peachy for the lovely intro today. See what we did last week and where it leads to today. Take it away, Peachy.
GM's log, stardate 87446.2. I might have forgot to look that up today. The events of the colony are months past. After a week of R&R, the crew of the SS Revelation have been sent to investigate some disturbances in the Mandeus cluster. This is outside of Federation space, but they are essentially a scientific vessel, so they have been sent there. There have been reports of ships losing propulsion, no communications in this certain sector, and we meet the crew. Actually, everyone roll me 1d20, please.
No.
Ooh. What's this about?
Oh, I don't know how this thing works.
It's /R.
This is the tabletop equivalent of going, everyone roll me a d20, and Josh looks down at his dice and goes, this is a d20.
He just shows
Rolls
it.
D4.
Just rolls
It 5 times.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Lieutenant Bay and Captain Avad are in 10 forward, enjoying a nice drink of...
Tea. Earl Grey.
And I've got me
Lukewarm.
some of that nifty little moonshine that I made for myself a while ago.
In that case, I just go,
Wow.
give me some of that moonshine.
A meme shine.
Mhm. You know it.
So you guys have just come off R&R. I assume you're talking about what you got up to during that week.
Oh my God, what even happened? Like, honestly, it was just one big blur. I am just so confused. I'm just so happy that we're out of that area.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of how many reports I had to write. Like, I knew that it would be paperwork, but like, it stopped being fun after the first.
When was it ever fun? When is paperwork ever fun? You're crazy. You think paperwork's fun?
You don't?
Oh my God, I hate it. If I could, I would just pass it off to one of my little ensign people around here, but I can't because they're all dead now.
Well, I mean, sometimes that was their fault. I'm not entirely clear on the whole being abducted by interdimensional aliens thing, but it stopped, so...
I'm just so happy I wasn't here for that. Honestly, I'd give them a piece of my mind if someone tried to kidnap me.
I was very impressed by the way you just trekked across a desert by yourself. I thought it would be easier than I'm really sorry for just dropping you off there.
Yeah, you could have dropped me off a little closer. Maybe next time, get me past the rabid dogs that are out there in the desert. It'd be really helpful. Thankfully, my ankle healed pretty quickly.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that you made it back whole.
Did you hear about Janice? She's pregnant.
Yes, I have been informed by the medical officers.
Nose goes. It ain't me.
I not touching that particular
At this point,
subject.
Janice is very visibly pregnant.
Oh my God.
How long ago was this, did you say?
The colony was maybe about 3 months ago, but that was the first R&R you've had since then.
She's getting pretty. I'm not one to, downplay someone gaining weight on a voyage like this, but she's getting pretty big, if you know what I mean. Her stomach. Is she gonna fit in that piloting chair?
I think so. I mean, as long as she can reach the console. And she said she's still okay for active duty until like it's getting towards the end of it. So it's like,
Was she
leave
ever
it to it.
ready for active duty? Let's be real here.
Did you see some of the piloting she did?
Okay, you know what? I can't knock it. You're right. She's got some skills. I just wish that she'd shut her mouth sometimes. And stop giving me those damn cookies.
I don't even know where she gets them. I've checked the replicators. There's no recipe for it in
I
there.
don't get it. I honestly don't. She's got ways. She's conniving. She's hiding something. Speaking of which, I'm still going to be investigating this ship because something fishy's going on up in here.
Have you made any progress?
Not yet. I'm waiting until I can figure out who is going to take over for all those dead employees of mine, if you will. Those poor ensigns that are just dead now. I've got a lot of roles that I have to be taking on now because they're all dead.
Okay, well, you'll be busy. I mean...
Yeah, been very busy. That's why this moonshine is going to have to take itself upon me. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. The moonshine's kicking in.
You're starting to hallucinate. Yeah, I mean, give me some of that. I've got an hour or so before I have to get back on the bridge, so...
All right,
moonshine in a nap.
Moonshine in a nap sounds perfect.
As we switch to the bridge, obviously, it's your shift to be in charge, Talar and Sakon. Your course, you're probably about an hour out. You're heading at warp 6 towards where the reports have placed this strange communications disruption. Who else is on the bridge? Kakathes is not on the bridge at the moment, so that would mean
is
that
shift 3, right? So we're shift 2, Captain shift 1, Kakathes is shift 3.
Yeah, sure. So
I
that would
assume we've
put
got 8-hour
you.
shifts, so
That will put you on the captain's chair there, Talar.
okay, I'm in the captain's chair.
Achoo!
Is it
Phew!
very
Comfortable.
sticky?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Can I get a bigger chair?
It's gone.
I'll step over and. Yes, Commander?
Is she really okay to be flying the ship? She's very visibly. I mean, they've only have like a. Bajoran is only for 5 months, so.
Well, at this stage, she has stated and appears to be able to normally operate the ship. She's not yet being impeded. The sneezing may begin to become a problem in certain high-stress situations. It might be a distraction.
What you're saying is, in high-stress situations, she might not be able to perform the same duties that she would normally have to.
Perhaps she may miss a control while sneezing or something. They are quite frequent.
Lieutenant Commander Scon, do you find this an acceptable state for the pilot of our ship?
Sakon, give me a reason plus your command. Difficulty 1. Normal range.
Would I have a focus? I've got xenobiology. This sounds like it would fit.
You do not have a focus applicable for this.
Okay. All right.
It's one success and a complication straight
We're
off the bat.
starting off, yeah.
It's not a great start.
Let me just write this down.
The sneezing
Where
is
did I
fatal,
put that
Captain.
notepad. Satan's notepad. Yeah, you've probably studied a lot of reports on Janice since she's been coming in to see you because she's quite heavily pregnant, sneezing all over the place. You've seen her Starfleet personnel records. She finished top of her class in piloting. She is probably the best pilot in Starfleet in active duty at the moment.
I should note that while her abilities may be impeded, they are exceptional abilities. She is probably still better than any other helmsman we have, even with the sneezing.
Can you give her something to reduce the sneezing?
I can check my records for.
Someone at least bring her a
Remedies to-
tissue.
It is possible that there are treatments. As it takes place in Bajoran pregnancies, it will surely have some form of way of treating it. See what I can do.
Yes, that's
It's possible that it is a necessary part of the process.
Well, I leave that in your capable hands. Ensign Crothers, how the warp nasals doing? We had them a bit overhauled on our last trip to the starbase.
Aye, they're working to recommended specs, Commander.
Excellent. Janice,
What is it, honey?
how's the ship handling?
Oh, she's got a bit of junk in the trunk, but she's smooth.
Not exactly how I put down on the specs junk in the trunk, but yes, she is certainly a little bit less maneuverable in the hindquarters due to the secondary reactor, but sure, we can call it junk in the trunk. It's only the most advanced warship in the Federation right now, but fine. How long until this shift is over? Half an hour. Scon! Do you want to do a survey of our surrounding space? Check if there's anything interesting since we're approaching the Mandela Nebula.
The
I will do so.
I don't know, what do you call it? What did you call it?
Mandeus.
Mandeus Nebula.
No, it's the Mandela cluster. That's
The
where we are.
Mandela cluster. There we go.
Okay, I'll just change everything. Mandela.
Fine.
I will commence scans. See if we can gain any preliminary information about what we are approaching.
Yes, it's obviously been a very long shift. Surrounded by pink skins.
Dr. Sakan.
Yes, ensign. That sounds like an ensign. I'm going with that.
It is actually Dr. Mansoura. How well do you know your medical staff?
I imagine
Do you care about people?
Personally, not well, but I will definitely know of them and check their records regularly and continually update them with performance reports, like twice as many as needed.
Yeah, you don't recognize Dr. Mansoura.
I know. What's their rank? I glance at the pips.
They are. Damn, I didn't think of that. They are lieutenant.
Yes, Lieutenant. And then I pause for a moment. And they've got specifically. Do they have a medical badge on specifically? Do they have those marks?
Yes, he has a blue shirt on. He is currently at the science consoles. I assume you're on sensors next to the captain's seat.
Yeah.
You would be second in command on the bridge at the moment.
So yes, Lieutenant, but then I frown because I'm like, who is this?
I look over.
Yeah, you probably know about 17 people on the ship. You don't give a toss about anyone.
Oh yeah, no, I really don't.
You've never seen this guy in your life. You've never heard his name. You don't even know what race, species he is.
I'm self-reliant to a fault, so I don't care. I just quickly look up his profile on my chair computer then.
Yeah, he graduated 4 years ago from Starfleet's university, the medical
Academy.
That's it, not university. The medical academy.
Did he do any hand-to-hand courses or advanced engineering courses? Because I might have taught him those.
No,
okay,
strictly medical. Passed with honors. He is an expert in spatial anomalies.
Okay, and the name was
Dr. Mansoura.
Dr. Mandela. Mansoura. Lieutenant Commander Scon. You obviously know Lieutenant Mandela, Mansoura, Man.
It's Mansoura. So we are actually coming up to the coordinates we received.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mansoura. Janice, prepare to take us out of warp when we reach the coordinates. Scon, if you can do a full sensor sweep. Tactical. Carruthers, prepare to raise shields if anything is found. Someone ping the captain, let him know. I look around the bridge and go, oh, our bridge staff is really, really small. Captain, we are approaching the coordinates in the Mandelaeus cluster.
That sounds wonderful.
I'll let you get back to your books.
Thank you. I will be on the bridge when I'm supposed to. Let me know if anything happens.
That is about 26 minutes time, Captain. Do you want an extend my shift? I can cover for you if you need.
Oh, no, I'll be fine.
Captain, is that Talar?
Hang on, mute it. He doesn't mute. It is Talar.
is that Talar? Wait.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Captain Avar, Talar. No, I can't do it. I'm laughing.
No, that was good. I'll be there in a bit. Yeah, I might have a nap and then I'll be up in 24 minutes time.
I'll have Lieutenant Commander
Captain
Scarn
out.
prepare a... Lieutenant Commander Scarn, if you could prepare an anti-alcoholic hyper spray, 2 of them for the next shift.
I will bring them in 23 minutes after I've completed the scans.
Thank you.
And I'll get on with doing the scanning of what we're approaching.
Okay. Right. Okay, you can give me what is this? This is reason plus science. You can use the ship as an assist, but I was reading in the book, you only get 1 die from the ship, but they still get focus, but they can lower the difficulty of a roll.
Scarn.
Okay.
Lieutenant Mansoura has a specialism in spatial anomalies. It might be best if you ask Mansoura to help you out.
Yes, I would like this, yes.
That would be useful. Lieutenant, and I make space for him at the console and we start working through it.
Okay. Give me a reason plus your science. You're going to use someone else to assist you.
Yep.
What would his... You're going to use Dr. Mansoura, correct?
Yep.
So give me a roll. This will be a difficulty 2.
All right. Science, and I'm guessing that focus is applicable because I have, what is it? I have dimensional anomalies as a focus, actually.
Yeah, that would work here, actually.
All right.
Okay.
2 successes. Don't even need this other guy, but sure.
Okay, that
natty
is
1.
4. No, is that 3 successes with a focus? 2. I think you've got 4 altogether.
All right. Well, I'll stick one of those momentum into getting more information.
And the other one into the group pool?
Yeah.
Okay, group pool going out.
Okay, so you're using the long range sensors before you've actually got there. You can see that the coordinates where the original report has been has definitely grown. It's gotten larger. But you're getting more information than the other scans would have brought through. The information that you have on the list, your mission docket. You are reading a high level of Vatons.
Okay, that's for dinner.
Vatons.
Vaton particles,
That's a
which
new
is
one.
unusual. You wouldn't expect to see those appear in space, at least.
All right. Like, so far with what I've got, is there any sort of resemblance to known issues that I've heard of?
So this doesn't come across as doesn't bring up any flags of known anomalies. It's large. It seems to be that it's branching off from a main point with clusters of gas around it. But it does seem to be almost like tree branches or veins sort of reaching out. And that's what you think, in your knowledge, is the part that's growing. And the gas seems to be, or this, what you seem to think is gas seems to be exuding from these branches.
All right. As we're scanning, and I'm working with Lieutenant What's-the-Face, I'm like, Lieutenant, you're on the medical staff, yes?
Yes, Doctor.
I don't
Please,
believe I've
call me
encountered
Doctor.
you before. Are you new to the ship from one of our recent ports?
I've been here since we left Starbase 24.
I think it was 24.
I don't seem to remember encountering your records.
Sorry?
I would like to roll bonds with Scarn to see whether I believe him or whether I'm going to berate him for not knowing his crew.
Have a bond off.
Where am I? There it is. To roll 2.
If I roll high, I believe him.
He beats me.
Okay, so I believe you. That... Scarn, do you not know everyone in your department?
I was under the impression that I was, but
Your department is only
This
like
partic-
5 people, right?
yes. So I'm
The science.
somewhat confused.
capability-
There may have been some sort of clerical error, perhaps.
Janice!
Yeah, what is it, honey?
How well do you know the medical... Bless
Okay.
you. How well do you know the medical crew?
Well, I've been in there quite a lot the last few weeks.
And,
Really
how would
well.
you describe Mandilius's... Mandelius?
Oh, Dr. Mansora?
That's the one.
Oh, he's a honey. He's been so nice. His bedside manner. It's a little better than Sakon. Sorry, Doctor.
Can I roll bonds with Janice?
No, that's not a thing.
I've got like a little pad, and I'm just like looking up, like timetables.
You know what? I don't
believe
believe people.
Pulled up the shift roster.
Yeah, I'm looking at shifts and trying to like, have I just missed him every time?
I pull up the internal sensor data. I want to just watch him walking around, say, 24 hours ago.
Okay. Yeah, he's there.
Ah.
You see him walking around the ship. You see that his shift roster. He's been in every shift roster since the ship was first launched.
Is there any way I can now barge in, like tipsy as hell, still holding the?
Yeah, let's say that you've been doing this scan and having this conversation for 26 minutes.
What's up, everyone?
Turbo lift. Shh.
I'm here. I'm here.
Ah, Lieutenant,
Mm-hmm.
Captain on the bridge. One
Hey.
moment, I must excuse myself to the med bay.
Real quick. So, Peachy. So, in the past episodes, I've talked to everyone on the crew to get to know them. Would I recognize this guy?
Have you done that? Is that something you've done?
I said that in episode
Let's
1.
see how well you did that. Give me an insight plus your security. Let me see if you've got any focuses applicable here. This would be a difficulty 80 people.
He's also
so-
drunk.
Huh?
He's also drunk with that increase of difficulty.
He
Yeah.
is also drunk, so you will get the value inebriated. This will be a difficulty 3.
Would the complication range be, he is your best friend?
You're
my bestest buddy.
You said insight
Not-
plus security, right?
Yeah, not recognizing someone isn't. Can't see much to go wrong with that.
He
So,
could mistake you for
20.
someone else in the crew. Just be like, you're my bestest buddy. You're at my sister's brother's wedding.
You don't have an applicable focus.
Okay, then I'm gonna use momentum, unless someone wants to assist me. I'm like trying to sober me up during this.
Scon went out and didn't get the hyper spray, so I am really, really annoyed with everyone right now.
All right, so I'm
That's just
gonna.
gonna be standing next to
I'm gonna use
Taraj
two
waiting for him
momentum
to get
then.
Are you wearing your robe, Avad?
up. No.
So in
He's
order,
not wearing any.
Man spread going on.
oh my lord. In order for me to be even possibly past this, I'm gonna have to spend my 2 momentum that I have stored up and buy another die.
Do we have any momentum at the beginning of the game? I thought we only had 2 in the group pool, which is now 3.
I know, no, this is I have my own. Oh, does that get? That's right.
At the end of the mission, this is a fresh new mission.
Yeah, so we only
Okay.
have 1 determination, no momentum, and the group pool now has 3 because Scon put 1 in.
Okay.
So it's 1 momentum to buy 1 dice. 3 if you want to buy 2 dice.
1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna spend 1 from the group pool and get 3 die. Because in my brain, I'm like thinking metagaming wise. I was like, if this is some weird parasite thing, it shouldn't affect me because I'm a troll. So hopefully I'll be able. I'm just thinking of like Rick and Morty wise. Like, what if it's like some weird parasite that we're seeing people that are.
There's a number 6 that's been drawn on the wall.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't recognize him either.
Okay. I'm like, who's this? Sorry about that. No, wait, I don't know why.
Lieutenant Bay, are you drunk on the bridge?
I'm not drunk.
Would you like me to fetch something to make you feel better?
Yes, please fetch him something right now.
I've already gone. I'm on the way to the med bay.
Okay.
Did you tell anyone that, or did you just leave?
No, I said I'll excuse myself to the med bay, and I
Yeah, but you didn't say you were
out.
fetching the hyperspace. You said, I'm just going to the med bay. I was like, okay.
You get a message from Dr. Mansoura, Sakon.
Dr. Scon, could you possibly bring some anti-alcohol hypersprays? I think Lieutenant Bay is drunk.
I'm doing so.
Mister, who are you? I've talked to everyone on this ship, and I don't recognize you.
I set my face at a stun.
Who?
Dr. Mansoura.
Let's go slower. My brain, it hurts.
Doctor.
Medical
doctor.
Okay.
Mansoura.
Yeah, I've never heard of you before.
Lieutenant
You
Bay.
need to be relieved, Lieutenant.
No, I'm good. I'm sobering up here. How'd you get here?
I walked from my bunk to the turbo.
No. I mean, like, how'd you get on this ship?
Physically, or
Yeah, like,
I walked on the docking bridge and got the main airlock.
I like turn to everyone else that's possibly in the room. Am I the only one who doesn't remember who this guy is?
It's gone.
Sir, yes, sir! That's Dr. Mansoura, sir!
Loud noises.
It's gone.
Thank you.
Do you have the hyperspace? Are you in medical?
What was that?
Are you medical?
You saying that to me?
Yes.
Yes, I am on my way now.
Just stay in medical. I beam Ravad and Bay straight to medical.
Oh my god.
Just
So
as I'm
as
being
you're
beamed.
doing this, the ship comes out of warp on the coordinates, or just outside the range of the coordinates for the anomaly you are supposed to discover. You're getting an error when you try and transport them.
Sir, shields are down.
No, they're back up again.
Sir, weapons are down.
Scon, get up here on the double. What was that cadet's name that shouts all the time?
I can't remember. He's
Sure. Might have it written down.
Where's the crew?
Because I remember he likes me because of some reason last episode. And apparently he's on the bridge, so I'm going to use him.
Is he Venor Eriksson?
That sounds right.
Cadet Erickson.
No, Ensign Erickson was someone else. He was the guy who nearly died.
Screw it. Cadet Ensign Crothers, please escort the captain and Bay to meet Scon in the aft hallway so they can get
Sir,
there.
yes, sir! Immediately, sir!
Thank you.
Oh god.
He gets out his
cadet,
phaser.
Cadet.
Lieutenant, Captain! I am to escort you off the bridge, sir!
Okay.
Steady
okay.
there. Steady
Okay.
there.
Okay. This guy though.
Immediately, sir!
You stay right there.
I received direct orders, sir! You are not fit to be on the
swear to
bridge,
God.
sir!
I swear to God, you keep shouting, I'm gonna tear your little freaking head off your body.
I would not recommend that!
that, sir! I am under direct orders, sir!
Just go. Let's just go.
Boy.
Let's get out of this room right now.
Have I arrived yet? I've got the two hypersprays ready.
As
Yeah, be
he's
it
chasing
now.
them into the turbo lift, and it opens, and Sakon appears.
Ah,
It's
I
not
just-
deodorant.
as soon as I see them, and I just reach forward and both necks at the same time.
Give me a daring plus your medicine. Are you guys resisting at all?
No, I just wanted this
Kite
guy to
drunk,
shut up.
I was probably just like, stop poking
So
me with the
is the difficulty
phaser.
level easier then?
I am.
This will be difficulty 1 then.
I've had my fair
Right.
share of
Right.
anti-alcoholic sprays. Like, I am used to this.
Right.
procedure.
Do I have a focus for this? I've got emergency medicine.
Medicine kind of works, so you can.
I'll take that.
There will be an emergency if you don't deal with it.
Yeah, you just like they're coming towards you and they're not really paying attention. They're wobbling a bit, and you just go. "Tss."
Is everything all right, cadet?
Ugh.
Sir, doctor,
Jesus.
doctor,
Oh,
What was
Cadet,
that
even when I'm
for?
sober, you're hurting my ears.
off
Cadet-
the bridge, you two,
Cadet, you can let them back on the bridge now, and
sir, yes, sir. You're allowed on the bridge now, sirs.
Thank
work,
you,
cadet.
cadet.
Puts away his phaser, goes
God.
back to his security console.
very good work,
All right,
Cadet.
Evad, follow me.
Mhm.
We got to get down to the bottom. I don't know who that guy is that was inside that med bay. Or wait, was it in the med bay we were at?
No, we were on the bridge.
Bridge. I don't know who that guy was on the bridge. And
Yeah, babe, who's that?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've interviewed everyone in our staff. I have never seen this guy before.
I walk over. I walk
Commander,
over to
we
the
are
group.
reading strange readings from the Anomaly. Weapons
Okay.
are down.
What's your name?
I am Dr. Mansoura, Captain.
Captain, a word, if you may.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we are defenseless. Our weapons are down, our transporters are down, our shields are down. There is an anomaly disabling many of our ship's functions. We should not demoralize the bridge crew in the middle of an emergency. I think we should deal with the more important matter first. We can talk about
Absolutely.
your
I was
comportment
getting
on the
to
bridge
that.
later.
Commander, sir,
Advice
I
taken.
have modulated the shield, sir. We have
I thought
shields
the
again.
shields were down.
They go down every 50 seconds or so,
Okay.
and then up,
Well,
and then down.
Mansura, stay on the bridge, please.
Yes,
We might need you.
It is my
um,
shift. I am an expert in anomalies.
Oh. Well, that's
I
handy.
move back over to
Have
the
you not
sensor
read
console.
my file, Captain?
Peachy.
Yes.
While he's like talking, can I roll to see? Because I have a focus now in deception. Can I see if this guy is lying to us based off his body language and how he's responding to Avad? You are muted.
Your focus is on deception rather than figuring out deception.
Okay.
So you can deceive people, but
I
you
just
can
can't
also
tell. I just can't tell if someone's
you
practicing.
need like an insight-based sort of.
You could roll, but you just won't have the focus.
Yeah, you can still roll if you
I still
want.
want to roll, yeah.
So this will be an insight plus. This will probably be a command, unless you want to try and argue for your security.
I would think this is security because I am concerned right now about who this guy is, and I'm more concerned about everyone just being okay with him on the bridge. And like in my mindset, I'm like, who is this guy? Everyone's just okay with him being here right now. Like, where has he been this entire time?
And you're just trying to tell if he's lying to you.
I'm seeing like, am I going crazy? But I know for a fact I know everyone on the ship.
Okay, this will be then an insight plus your security.
Okay.
This will be difficulty 4.
Okay. Oh Lord. I'm definitely not gonna pass it, but I just want to see if I can get anything from it.
A complication.
A complication range 19.
Okay. Oof. And there it is.
Bay, honey, you okay?
Yeah,
No?
it must be just the med spray. I don't know.
You don't remember Dr. Mansoura?
No, sorry. I definitely don't
He
remember.
took me through my breathing exercises. You were there, honey.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
She just looks at you like,
You don't remember my breathing exercises?
I like go over to Scon really quick. All right, something fishy's going on here. Like, is there any way that you can like do your sciency thing and see the brain waves that people giving off of something? I don't understand. Just something fishy's going on here.
The cadet to
Suggesting I
Mayweather.
perform a mind meld?
No, don't. Whoa, Jesus, no. I just.
That is how Vulcans would read minds. It is not an ability I possess. We perhaps be asking the captain. He is a betazoid.
No. Okay, whatever.
Lieutenant Bay, you should be
Yeah.
on tactical right now, if I am correct.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. So
Yes.
I go over to the tactical.
as you start walking over there, the lights on the bridge go off and emergency lighting from underneath goes on.
And I think I am doing a second shift down in engineering. Captain, if you need me, I will be in engineering.
Much appreciated.
Lieutenant, what is the status of the anomaly?
Scon, hand me the hyperspray.
I hand one over.
I twiddle the dial, I think up, and I just inject the captain again.
Give me a daring plus your medicine. Difficulty 2.
Can't engineer this one.
Complication range will be 16.
Oh no.
Because you're messing with things beyond your ken.
I do not have a focus. And my complication, you said, was
16.
16.
Ooh.
Oh, I was successful? And I got a momentum? God damn it!
That's not interesting. Do
Damn
it
it,
again.
I didn't mess up the captain. Muted.
Basically, this is a mechanism. It makes sense. You twist it this way, that gives you more. You change this setting, that changes the dispersal rate. Just makes sense to you, this hyperspray.
Can I spend that momentum? To prevent the hyperspray giving him the anti-hangover drug that it also gives to people.
Yes. Utter bust.
Right, I'm like, so I asked the lieutenant, is the anomaly changing? Can you give me a
Sir,
status
the
update?
lights are up, sir! We're on emergency lighting, sir! I have no weapons or readout, sir!
Tala, stop assaulting me with that thing and get down to engineering. I've just got the hiccups.
And you have a real bad headache.
And on Ondoria, we have a home remedy for hiccups.
Go to engineering, please.
Okay.
If all else fails, Captain Avad, believe me, I've got some killer tablets. They're like sitting inside of my bunk. They'll do wonders to your headaches.
Maybe another time.
They taste like cherries.
I'm sure they do.
Cadet Mayweather, Mansoura, can you join me down in engineering?
Yes, Commander.
Scon, are you okay to pull a double shift here on the bridge?
Yes, Commander. It seemed to be, was it called what circumstances? You know what I mean.
Exceptional.
Extraneous?
Exceptional circumstances.
You mean a day ending in Y on the starship USS Revelation?
Of course. And I start looking at the sensor readouts and working out what the anomaly's doing.
I get in the turbo lift with Mayweather and Mansoura.
Okay, so you walk up to the turbo lift and they go,
Is
and then they
so,
open.
Don't get stuck in the turbo lift.
I have a quick question. So while we're doing all of this, like all this nonsense craziness is happening on the bridge, is there any way, because I don't know what is in my realm of focus with this tactical station, is there any way I can see if there's any like hostile life forms that are on our ship, like doing a sweeping scan of some sort?
Okay, well, I mean, your weapons have gone down, your shields have been spotty, and
I just want to make sure no one's boarded up.
lighting is off on the bridge. You all you have is emergency lighting, so it's a bit.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so never mind then.
So you'd definitely be running a tactical scan.
Yeah.
Give me your. This is probably going to be. Is this going to be daring or reason? This might be daring because you're trying to like everything's going wrong. You're in the moment. This will be a difficulty 2, daring plus your security.
Okay.
Complication range 20.
Difficulty 1?
2.
2. Okay.
Lights are off. Everything's going a bit crazy. You're under pressure.
You said complication range 20?
Yeah. Okay, you start running a full security scan to check for unknown people, anything that isn't on the crew roster, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything seems fine. There's no readings that you shouldn't be getting. There's some weird power fluctuations coming from engineering.
Captain Avad, I'm getting some weird energy readings coming from the engineering department. You might want to send someone down there to go check it out.
Talar's on his way. Let him know.
All right. So, boop. Hey, yo, Talar. Be careful
How are you
down
feeling,
there.
Lieutenant Bay?
Wait, say that one more time.
How are you feeling, Lieutenant Bay?
I'm feeling a little bit better. You know, a little worse for wear, but, you know, I've had worse. Both
I'm
inside
not
me and outside
concerned with
me.
your hangover, Lieutenant Bay. I'm more concerned with how you're able to do your job right now.
Oh, are you questioning my abilities? Because I just called you because of something I found on a scan. So if you want me to tell you, you might want to, you know, be a little bit more considerate. If
I'm
you want to
sorry,
know
Lieutenant Bay. Your transmission seems to be breaking up. These anomalies are playing havoc with the internal sensor systems. It's dreadful.
All right, good luck with the energy readings down there. Boop. I just like turn off my comm badge, or not turn it off, but end the communications.
End the
I
call.
drop my comm badge into a replicator on the way past and tell it to recycle it.
You're gonna get deaded first.
Yeah. Okay. So you get into engineering. What? Someone was running something. Sakon, were you scanning something?
Yeah, I was scanning the anomaly to see how it's changing.
Okay. Give me. You're closer now. So give me a reason plus your science. This will be difficulty 1. Complication range will be 16.
I guess I still have a focus.
Dimensional anomalies, yes.
All right. Complication range 16, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. Success. And a complication.
Complication. Where's my Satan notepad? It's now one of them. Okay, so you're scanning this anomaly. Everything you got before on long range sensors is basically correct. But now you're getting a bit more information through because you're basically on it. You can see that it's actually all around the ship. Where the initial readings of the size of it, where the branches come out, that's still correct. But there seems to be extra gases and parts to this. It's almost as if you would liken it to like a mini nebula. It's actually surrounding where the ship came out. It's actually the ship is inside some of these gases.
I'm guessing that we had coordinates that were outside it, but when we arrived, it had expanded to that, and so whoops.
So the size, from what you can tell, hasn't grown. It's just you're reading stuff that you probably couldn't read on long-range sensors. So it could have been here. There's no real way to tell unless you go back and do another scan from long range.
Captain, we are well inside the nebula, and it would seem to be what is causing the issues. We have the same readings as before. We're seeing Vaton particles, which are not usually found in open space. Some sort of gas is appearing to be produced.
What was that roll?
Secret GM stuff?
So the normal lighting comes on, the emergency lighting goes down.
I'm gonna.
Sir, recommend we. Oh, wait a minute. Did you take Cadet with you?
I took Cadet Mayweather because
Okay.
I like him.
I'm gonna. I mean, Captain
Oh,
Avon.
Captain. Should we raise red alert?
I think go to yellow alert and try and maneuver us out of this cloud, Janice.
Yellow alert, yes, Captain.
And Janice tries to pilot you out. Everyone, give me a fitness plus
Oh God.
security. This will be, or you can use your daring if you want.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty will be 2.
Okay.
Do I have a focus in anything or no?
Let me check everyone's. hang on.
Survival.
Ship
Power
maneuvers,
systems.
Botany.
No.
Inspiration.
I don't think I've got anything.
Let me check the captain. Hang on, I haven't got your sheet open for some reason.
Is it botany? If it's botany, we will have a field day.
We can have
it's
a
actually
mycelium
mushroom
network.
spores.
What's the complication range?
Complication range can be 19.
Success.
No,
Success.
you've got nothing applicable.
Failed.
here.
No, no.
One complication. You
I'm pretty good at
failed.
that roll as well.
You actually failed there, Sakon.
Yep.
Oh no, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong rolls. Let's all look.
I did fail.
So Sakon and Avad, one complication. Sakon, inertial dampener shut down. You're thrown to the captain's chair. Captain, you're actually knocked out of your chair and you bang your head on the arm of it,
Ow.
and it cuts your head a little bit.
It's just the
Hear me
first time
go,
we're taking
"Oochies."
stress.
So you will take stress for that.
How
Whoa.
much?
You will also have the trait concussed.
Concussed. Concussed and inebriated.
You are no longer drunk, but you already had a terrible headache.
Concussed and hungover.
Do I take stress as well?
You do not take stress, no.
Okay. I'm just sprawled over the captain's chair now, which no longer contains the captain.
Oh my god.
The rest of you do feel the ship lurch. But you like grab onto like a guardrail or something and just steady yourself.
That felt like the inertial dampeners. Mayweather, man.
Sir, yes, sir!
You know, I know you're here. You don't need to say that every time. But Mandura,
Yes,
quickly,
sir!
we need to get
Sorry,
the engineering.
sir!
Sorry, I didn't hear that. I was too busy shouting at you.
We need to get engineering and a break into a run.
He runs after you. Dr. Mansoura tries to keep up, but you guys are pretty fit. He's not quite that fast.
Mayweather, pick up Mansura.
Sir?
Are you questioning my orders?
No, sir! No, sir!
I wish he had a focus for goddamn picking people up.
What are you? Oh.
There's another jolt of the ship, and both of them fall over.
I'm self-reliant to a fault. I'm gonna be like, meet me in engineering. I run off to engineering.
As you're running off, you can hear Dr. Mansour.
You don't need to pick me up. I could just run. I can walk at least. I can walk. Sir, I was given a direct order.
As you run off. Yeah, you get to engineering.
As I walk in, I go up to the replicator. I would like a new comm badge. I go off to the middle of the room and I shout to everyone in the room and go, everyone, we're in
experiencing some sort of significant spatial distortion. The inertial dampeners seem to be in and out. The shields are in and out. Power systems are having fluctuation problems. I want everyone to do a diagnostic immediately and find out where the main problem is. We need to be able to get ourselves power to get out of here. If we can't do that, try and get the shields up and try and placate this distortion as best we can. I'll be over here. And I walk over to my personal terminal.
Give me a control plus command, difficulty 1, complication range 19.
Yay! I do not have a focus applicable.
No,
I am
this
head
is
of
just
the engineering
making sure
department,
people.
But that
you
doesn't
get
give
the-
anything.
You're just making sure that the people get to do what you want them to do. That's all this
Yeah.
is. They're a trained crew. It's not that difficult. There you
Done. Momentum.
go. Your engineering crew breaks off and goes to different stations and starts running
Can I spend the
diagnostics.
momentum to make them work better?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Not a problem.
I would say I'd like to inspire them with that speech, but I'd actually prefer them to know that I will bollock the hell out of them if they do, like, not do their duty. They just know the reputation.
The second you get to your station, you can already see reports reports coming in. Obviously, people working on the same problem are completing the same document, so it's updating in live time.
Okay. Is my new comm badge done? You're muted.
Your new your new comm badge pops out of the replicator.
Captain,
Oh, it does that cool nano thing in the last episode of Discovery.
the only good part of the episode. Captain,
The episode was legit.
Yeah, it was great. How dare you get off my ship?
it's a monster. How could
Evacuate.
you call it a monster? A monster's a subjective term. Well, bloody hell, we didn't know that. Language is subjective? Damn.
Captain,
Strong opinions. Okay.
Avad, you can take 1 momentum there.
Yes. What do you want, Talar? Red alert! You just hear me just shouting in the background.
I thought we were on yellow alert, Captain.
Change your plan. I have a big scar now. It's much more
Red alert,
important.
sir.
I'll be fine.
Okay. Would you like power to the onions to try and get us out of here as priority?
Unless you think that won't help us.
It's a spatial
Captain,
distortion.
I can't seem to move the ship, Captain.
That would be Scon's area of expertise.
Janice, come on, what's wrong now?
I can't
Okay.
move the ship, honey.
Talar, can you get us up and
What do you
running?
mean?
We're in a spatial distortion. The laws of physics are a little bit different here, but I'll do whatever I can. If Scon has any ideas, that would be helpful.
I say, also getting Scott in on the call.
I'm
No,
rapidly
no passive
scanning, trying to
aggression
work
on my
out.
ship, please.
Sorry, what was that, Sakan? What were you?
I'm scanning, trying to work out why, like, what is interfering with us, I guess.
What was the last difficulty you rolled there for scanning?
Last time I scanned, it was difficulty 2.
Did
think.
did you pass that? No, difficulty 1.
Oh no, it was 1 and I passed, yeah.
Okay, you're getting a lot of readings from where you are. The ship, the interference doesn't seem to be power related, but for some reason it's interrupting the power flow of everything on the ship. It's not targeting systems or anything like that. It just seems to be the power fluctuations.
I'm not entirely sure why the power systems are being interfered with. It appears that the particles would not have that effect normally.
Perhaps if I modulate a feedback loop using the power systems to create some interference that prevents the subspace field from distorting
God
the
damn
electron
it,
flow.
Talar, enough of your techno babble. Just get it done.
It's the head
Captain,
problem,
shields
Captain.
are down. The ship
Raise the shields. Unless that's my job.
Shields
Anomaly.
were raised.
I would like to modulate the power systems with a feedback loop so that the subspace field's distorted enough to prevent the anomaly from interfering with the electron flow through the EPS conduits.
Did anyone understand what he just said? Because I didn't understand anything that he
All
just
right.
said.
First of all, take yourself a momentum. That's beautiful. So you want to modulate the entire power output of the ship.
I do have a focus in power systems, and I did design the power system for the ship, and I have a secondary reactor.
Right. Okay, so the trait for this will be second reactor. Focus is applicable. Did I give you a power thing? I remember giving you a power thing.
A power thing.
Yeah, I gave you a special thing.
Oh, there is a power thing on the sheet for the ship.
Right.
Because the ship currently has 10 power out of 10.
Okay. So you're gonna have to spend a power here if you want to use the ship to assist. This is going to be a difficulty 5. This is a weird thing that you're doing. This is going to be daring plus engineering.
That's cool.
Focus applicable. Complication range is going to be huge. It's going to be 16.
Can I spend more power to get the ship to help more or something?
I think you can spend another 2 power to get another die. I think.
I will spend another 2 power to get another die.
Okay.
And then I'll spend a momentum to get an extra die as well.
Okay. So how many dice are you rolling?
I'll be rolling 4.
Okay, this is difficulty 5. You're going to use the ship, so that reduces it to difficulty 4. Okay, difficulty 4.
Also, can I use jury rig to perform a repair that can reduce difficulty by 2? Is this a repair? Because we are fixing something that's broken.
Okay, it's not a repair. I would let you use this, but bear in mind that means that after this scene, it will stop working.
How long is a scene for this? Are we talking till we get out of... I mean, we're talking literally... I mean,
You don't know. Until I
Okay.
change the scene, you won't know.
Captain,
This scene could last all episode, or it could last another 3 minutes.
I have a command decision that you need to make. We can either do one of two things. There's a short-term fix and I can get the power back up and running, which is safer, or I can take a more creative approach, which is a little bit more risky, but should protect us for as long as we run with the new modifications to the ship.
Well, you said the long-term solution is safer.
The long-term solution is more tricky to implement.
I would prefer that, but you can make this decision if you're the expert.
Thank you, Captain.
I ping Scon.
Scon, you were talking about people getting replaced on the ship or something?
Was I?
What?
I don't remember hearing that.
You said there was a new person who you didn't recognize, and I was like, they've been here
Well, I
all
sent
along.
that.
Yeah, they've been here all along, so obviously it's something to do with people being replaced or something, in my mind.
Are you sure the captain's okay?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
He just delegated me a decision.
That is what captains are supposed to do.
Supposed to, yes.
I do understand the unusual nature of the situation, but we haven't encountered an anomaly like this before.
Would you recommend we go to a short-term fix or a long-term fix? You're the anomaly expert.
My advice would be to do whatever is necessary to remove ourselves from this situation as fast as possible.
So I'm gonna go with the short-term fix. Okay.
Yeah, I do the short-term fix.
Okay.
Okay,
You can roll me that. So that'll be a difficulty 3, is that correct?
Yeah, difficulty 3, but any less. For a single scene, +1 per momentum spent. So I'm spending 3 power for a engineering. Applicable focus, yes. Number of die. Complication threshold was 16, you said?
Yep.
Oof.
Okay, 1 momentum, 1 complication. The ship rolls as well. I assume it's engine plus engineering.
Yes.
So that's 3 momentum. I would like to instantly spend 1 momentum to get back the momentum I spent, and the other 2 momentum, I would like to make this last for 3 scenes instead of 1.
Okay. So you successfully managed to modulate the power frequencies, but you will have to change the frequencies, the modulations yourself. The ship's computer can't handle these calculations on the fly. You will need to be there to do this.
Can I get it sent to my
Next time
pad
it changes.
and then carry my pad around with me?
No. You'd need to do this from a proper engineering console.
Can I do it from the internal systems console?
Preferably would be in engineering, but a console would be able to theoretically do it.
Sure. Captain, the power systems should now be back online. I've inverted the phase on the EPS conduits, and we should all be good now. This will last for a little while. The fix is temporary, but it should be long enough to get out of this spatial anomaly. I will need to manually calibrate the phase distortion myself, though, so I will need to
Janice,
be
get
busy.
us out of here.
I can't, Captain. So shields come up, lights come on, the inertial dampeners are working. I can't get us out of here, Captain.
What?
Neither impulse
So-
nor warp.
If you look over to your console, you can see that there wasn't any power fluctuations in propulsion. When Janice tried to pull the ship out, the engines were working at full tilt, and the ship was not even moving.
Might I have a suggestion real quick, Captain?
Yeah.
In our mission briefing of this, you said that there were other ships who were also having the same problems in this area. Are they still in this area? Can we scan and see if there's other ships who are possibly stuck here, like we are?
Good idea. Let's try that.
I'll scan for the ships.
You're gonna scan. You're just scanning for ships nearby.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be a reason plus science. Difficulty is because you're still trapped in this anomaly. Difficulty will be 2 for this scan.
Will my science? Will my focus be applicable this time? Or because I'm looking for ships, it's not relevant.
There's nothing here that's going to be relevant for this particular role now.
All right. I failed.
Okay. Are you using the ship as well? Because you can get an extra.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can add. This isn't science, can't I?
Spend a power on the ship sheet.
All right. Science. This is focused because it always is. Only 1 die.
This will be the one.
Failed. Damn it.
Yeah. So you're getting crazy interference on the sensors. You can't. It doesn't look like there's any ships nearby, but your data is spotty at best.
Well, I have a suggestion. Is there any possibility, if we can find out, is it safe to spacewalk out there? Because maybe what we could do is see if we can get someone out there, see if we can hail a ship down or find some other ship and communicate. Yeah.
You just
Get big flag.
Exactly. And see if we can get in contact with maybe some of these other people, if they're still alive, in their ships that are probably abandoned out here, and see if they see any kind of similar readings that we're getting.
The anomaly's like massive, right? Across many light years, that sort of thing.
It's pretty big.
Is the space
your-
cloud that big?
I mean, that roll was terrible, Sakon, I'm going to be honest here. You can't really see the edge of it. When you dropped out of warp, you were definitely in it.
Would it be best to, as we seem to be fairly safe with shields up and our power, apart from propulsion, is fine at the moment, right?
Like everything seems to be working. Power. You just couldn't. Like when she engaged the engines, just nothing happened. Like you weren't getting any thrust whatsoever. Sir, I don't think a wee spacewalk would cut it out there. Maybe if we had a wee drab or maybe a larger shuttle, maybe the Wave Rider.
Did we get another Wave Rider? I don't know.
We lost a shuttle pod. We still have the Wave Rider. I assume they've replaced the shuttle
okay.
pod when we went to the starbase.
Okay.
I don't think the shields on the small shuttles would work.
There may be some way of dispelling the Phaeton particles to try and free us from whatever effect we are under.
That seems reasonable.
I could try and extend the range of the shields.
Can I also suggest one thing? Is there any way for us to maybe throw something off the ship and see if it keeps traveling in a direction? Because in theory, if we're stuck in this position, would something else that is free moving as well be stuck?
Hey, that's a really good idea. The torpedoes have impulse drives attached. Fire a torpedo.
Let's not fire a torpedo and have it get stuck inside of our guns.
He's got a point. We can set it not to detonate.
We can take the warhead out.
Yes.
That's a smart idea. Let's do that.
Figure out the problem with the propulsion by shooting something with inertia, right? And then activating the drive on the torpedo and see what makes a difference.
We also
So
have
torpedoes
a number
have
of
tiny
probes.
little engines in them. That's why they're called torpedoes. They're actually driven.
We also have a load of different types of probes, varying from class 1 to class 8. I think 10 even. Could use them.
Okay, a probe might give us better.
Probe may
Results.
help us to gather more information.
Okay.
I imagine we're facing to the middle of the anomaly right now, so if we just fire one out the front, it'll go towards the center, which will be useful. So.
If it'll move.
And is there a way we can get more information about the nature of these particles?
I can continue my research.
Okay. After the probe, I'll go out in a wave rider and see if I can disperse some of the particles ahead of us. See if that works.
You would not be able to take the Wave Rider out by yourself. You would need a crew.
I've got a crew.
I'm just letting you know that you couldn't just take it out.
Okay.
All right, I guess I launch a probe.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need to roll for that. So you launch the probe, and it slowly sails out from. Do they come from the torpedo tubes? The probes?
I don't
I
know.
don't actually know.
Can do.
Yeah, they do. They do. I've decided I am Q after all. It comes out. You're reading it. What were those particles called, Sakon?
Phaeton, I think you said.
Phaeton. That was it.
Yep.
Give me, because you're going to be in communication with this probe, aren't you? Give me a reason plus science, difficulty 2, complication range 20. You haven't got anything. You can use dimensional anomalies for a focus.
All right.
Okay.
Success?
You're not picking up any. So around the ship is surrounded by these Phaeton particles. You're not picking up any huge clusters of them around the probe, and the probe is moving maybe a bit slower than you would expect the probe to move, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be having any problem moving through the anomaly.
The probe is retaining its momentum, though it would not. Does that suggest that like it's got its momentum, but it's like thrusters aren't working?
That was difficulty 2. No, it seems like the thrusters are working and propelling it through space.
It appears to be functional. Perhaps it's something about the size of our ship that is causing the issues.
Captain, I have an idea.
Let's hear it, Tala.
I've got another idea, depending on what Tala says.
Well, put your heads together.
Bay, you should probably go first on this one.
I don't know about this. I'm just saying, if obviously the probe is moving around, what if, in theory, we keep our shields up, we throw one of those torpedoes behind us, we blow it up, and let the propulsion of the explosion continue to move us forward?
Bay,
Out of
you have
cloud.
like half my idea. This is brilliant. Captain.
By the way, this would be the second scene after you triggered that, Talar.
Okay. Captain. We're down to 2/3 left on the power conduits. But anyway, so when me and Skarn are investigating these alternate dimension aliens 3 months ago, we managed to find that when we transferred to the other dimension with the shuttlecraft and we came back, there had been an explosion. And the momentum from the explosion was conserved and amplified, so we ended up going at warp 2 in a shuttlecraft while the warp engines weren't online. If we transpose the USS Revelation into the other dimension, we fire a torpedo and then we jump out, my theory is we should at least be going at warp 4. Without using the warp engines.
If you can... Oh my god.
That sounds like
As I remember, the shuttle had to be destroyed after coming out of the.
Well, I
The
wasn't
shuttle
aboard the
pods
shuttle
aren't
to
meant to
fix
go
it.
at warp 2. The revelation is. I think that's reasonable.
Aye, but that was a canny wee little drab of shuttle.
I still have the machine. I kept it for a reason.
Aye, but it was still only big enough for a little shuttle.
So I would expect that if the same forces were applied to the Revelation as were to the shuttle, that we may be torn apart due to our size.
We can increase the structural integrity field, divert more power to that, and use the main deflector dish to amplify the dimensional shift. We should be fine, in theory.
The ship lurches to the side. The inertial dampeners seem to take the brunt of it, but you definitely wobble a bit.
What the hell was that? Skarn,
Check for any
Dan?
change in situation. Did something happen in the field around us that caused that, or is it just that it's periodically failing?
I would
of
like
stress?
to check if it was a failure in the structure in the what's it called, inertia field. If it was the inertial field failing, or if it was inertial field causing that.
Or did someone just in theory, what if someone was cloaked and the ship just bumped us?
The inertial dampener should take account for that, which is why it's either failing or it's deliberately causing inertia, which it shouldn't be.
Okay, do we want the engineer to try and figure this out, or do we want the science officer to figure this out?
Can we assist?
Yeah, okay. First of all, then, let's see. You want to scan a change in the anomaly and the particles around the ship, correct, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay, this will be a reason plus science. You can use your focus. This will be a difficulty 3. Complication
Alright.
range is just 20.
Failed. I got
Okay.
one success.
One success.
That's not going to help at all.
Wouldn't your focus and
Talar-
spatial anomalies count?
I applied it.
Oh, shouldn't that be 2
Actually,
successes?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
You
That's
still
it.
failed
it
though.
says
Difficulty
sign task
3.
focused, and then I rolled a 2 and it didn't do it.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. We know that. That's fine. Talar, you will give me the same difficulty, 3, but this will be...
Am I doing a separate roll or am I assisting?
You're both assisting each other,
Okay.
because you couldn't decide who was doing what, right? So both of you are doing this role, but yours is going to be a reason plus your engineering. Let me see if you've got any focuses for this.
I don't need focuses for it. Unless Starship Design counts, but...
No, you don't really have anything.
I am using the ship's sensors, however.
No, because you're being assisted by a crew member rather than the ship.
When you're talking about assist... Oh, okay. Right, that's assisted by, yeah. Okay, focus applicable, no.
You just need one success.
2.
There we go. Okay, so the engines, Sakon, you around the nacelles, there is a huge clusters of Vaton particles around the nacelles. That's the reading you're getting from the anomaly, and going back in the logs when the jolt happened, they seem to cluster around there. Yes, you're correct, Talar. The field did start to fail with the amount of particles are making the mass of the ship much bigger than it should be.
It appears the nacelles are gathering the particles, and maybe that any warp-capable vessel is being affected, whereas vessels such as the probe aren't because they lack warp engines.
Is it possible to turn off any emissions or fields from the nacelles to try and disperse the particles? And then perhaps we could tug the revelation with the Wave Rider. I'm just thinking a priority here is to get out of the field so we can then study it from the outside.
Captain, proximity alert!
Shields are up, right?
Shields are up.
I check what is proximate.
You check your scanners. The entire anomaly seems to be moving closer to the ship. The branches are coming quite close to the ship, and the center of the anomaly has shifted towards you.
I think whatever we do, we should do it immediately. I would advise shutting down the warp core. Perhaps the anomaly seems to be interested in us.
Okay, I'll get
Instead
down to
of
the Wave
being-
Rider.
Commander Scon, you do know we don't shut down a warp core. We've got 2 of them.
Can't be done, right? I thought it could be done.
They will still
Good.
give permissions. They just want to attach to the warp nacelles. If that's what we want, we could do that. We will
Whatever
lose
it is,
power.
we got to get it done. Is coming towards us.
Yeah, I get out of my seat and start moving.
Peachy, if I turn off both of the warp cores, do we have power enough to run shields, etc.?
That's your power.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like we've emergency power beyond that, but emergency power wouldn't run shields. far enough.
I would assume you've got 'cause you've got 2 warp cores in there. I would assume that you've got some kind of dilithium processing, like a backup generator of some kind.
But not enough to run shields.
The thing
right?
is, you can't turn off the warp core, right? It's a reaction.
Yeah, we just unplug it from the rest of the ship rather than
You can
turning
unplug
off.
it from the rest of the ship. You can probably run minimal systems on your generators, but you
Could
would
we run
not be
shields?
near full.
Because that's a big thing. That's why we have a warp core. Well, apart from warp speed.
I'm gonna say ship shields. Everything's gonna be running at like 20%.
Captain, if we unplug the warp cores, we will be down to 20% shields, and my repairs won't last anywhere near as long.
Is it possible to just shut off the nacelle part of our structure?
In
And not?
theory, we won't have impulse power, we will have maneuvering thrusters.
Janice, can you work on just maneuvering thrusters while I try
I
to
can
sort the
work
Wave
on
Rider?
anything, honey. These hands. Where'd you think them cookies come from, huh?
Oh dear, we're all doomed.
She's the
Marvelous,
size of a space cow as well. Like,
Right.
she actually got Talar to adjust the console so it's higher and sort of like pokes down over her belly.
Oh.
She's got one of the special ergonomic chairs for pregnancy. I had to design it.
No, she's sitting on one of those yoga
Oh,
balls.
it's a yoga ball. No, she would be all over the bridge right now if the inertial dampers going. There's just a ball goes boing, boing, boing across the scene.
Actually, if we do that and I can get the inertial dampeners to lighten the ship, we might be able to move her better. Games Master, I would like to disable both of the nacelles.
Okay.
In fact, I'll just get my lackeys to do it. I assume that's fairly simple. We're not even keeping...
You're just going to turn them off. That's not difficult, right?
Yeah, I'll get my lackeys to do it. I want
okay.
to physically
it's going to
unplug
take
them.
some. It's going to take some time to arrange to do that. You can't just turn them off. It is going to take a little bit of time to do that.
While my lackeys do that, then I would at the same time like to plug the dimensional portal device into the main deflector dish and prepare Plan B. Just in case.
Okay, so the hastily rigged up dimensional portal device did take a bit of a beating. You think it still works? How are you going to make it so you could shift dimensions in a ship this large compared to a tiny little shuttle?
So, on all Starfleet ships, one of the main energy channeling devices is the deflector dish. It's a navigational deflector dish designed so that when you're at warp speed, if you hit a small particle or even a tiny asteroid, the deflector dish can push it out of the way. It is designed to channel immense amounts of power. So my concept is, we will plug both of the warp engines online, divert all the power to the deflector dish, and we will use the specifications of this to build a slightly bigger version that can handle the huge amounts of power as we use a deflector dish to punch a hole through the dimensions into their space. We only have to be in there for a short period of time, launch a torpedo, and then explode it as we exit.
Is he drunk? Is he drunk? Someone get the hangover spray. Where is it at?
Yeah, he's definitely not drunk. I do have hyper. I could just spray him if you like.
Yeah, just knock him out.
Dr. Mansoura turns to you and says, Commander.
Mm-hmm.
It starts pushing this hyperspray towards you. He looks a little worried.
One step closer, Mansoura.
Unforeseen circumstances have transpired. I don't think I can give him the hyperspray.
I take the hyperspray off him, and I put it into the replicator.
No worries.
And I recycle it.
Let him get on with it. Bay, Sakon, would you like to accompany me in... I need just a couple of other people on the Wave Rider, right?
You need a crew.
Is it for the crew? Yeah.
Okay. I bring Kakathes with me.
You will definitely need an engineer.
I will get Lieutenant King to go with you, because she doesn't really have a job right now, because I don't want to use transporters inside a dimensional anomaly.
And we need someone on the bridge to still run things.
Okay. So we got King, we got Sakon.
Captain, perhaps my expertise in anomalies could be of use to you.
Do we still trust this guy?
Okay, let's take stock of the story. Everyone on the ship knows this guy, has memories of him. He's in all your logs. You've got him on CCTV, whatever the version is.
No, I actively send, since this conversation is going on, I actively send to everyone's pad images of this guy from the main sensor bank of him walking around and he had tea with Captain Avad the other day. Like, I send all of this.
Yeah. Wait,
Totally.
I thought you said...
I
Why
look
do I
up
not
on my
remember
pad.
this?
I look up on my pad. Have I written a personal report about him?
Yes. You said that his conduct is exemplary, and you've even put a little footnote saying, I have had a lot of discussions with dimensional anomalies. I told him the full story of the being I met. We spoke for hours.
The fuck is going
That's
on?
Captain
and you
Avad.
signed it. That's digitally signed.
Captain Avad, you personally promoted him from ensign.
All evidence
I did.
points towards him having known him for the entire duration of the mission.
God
Mm,
damn.
Yeah,
there's
Be an
either
error
a
of our
problem with
memory.
Yeah, he was promoted during a mission. Like a month ago, you promoted him because of his.
I
Because
gave him a
not only
field
is he a great
promotion.
scientist, but he can think on his feet. It says there, is very handsome, and actually gave me some recommendations for this book, which is called.
The USS Pinafore.
And it's many lovers.
I am the very.
And there's a
mother of
photo
all
that comes up, and
general.
you're shaking his hand and handing him his pips. And you've got a big old smile.
Yes, fine. Mantura, come
thank-
with us.
Mansora. Yes, Captain. I will meet you aboard the shuttle.
This guy from Manchester, by any chance?
I can't. I can do the shoulders. I can't do the voice. I'm sorry. Maybe
Okay.
I could push a scouse, but he's already in canon now.
Cap-
You promoted him. Okay, you
Captain.
know this voice.
I love the USS Pinafore. That's one of my favorites. How did this happen? Okay, get him on the. Let's go.
Captain,
Damn.
does the Wave Rider have warp nacelles?
Oh, I don't know. Does it?
I
I
think
think
it
it
does,
has
doesn't it?
warp 3 capability, doesn't it?
Captain,
Ooh.
taking the Wave Rider out with warp nacelles might just end up with you in the same situation.
God, well, I was going on the shuttle because I was assuming it didn't have warp.
Take one of
So,
the shuttle
let's
pods,
pick a
they
shuttle
don't
that doesn't
have.
have warp.
Yeah. They are two people craft, though.
Yeah, Captain, I do not think that a shuttle would survive out in the Anomaly. He is a little flimsy.
They
Do
also don't
we
have shields.
have any warp capable probes that we could
No.
launch?
No,
No.
you don't.
So maybe there's just one that could go like warp 1. You never know.
Okay, whatever. Let's take the Wave Rider. We've got no other choice. If we're gonna get rocked by these particles, then I want to be in.
But the
something
Wave
safe.
Rider has a warp nacelle. You, as far as I'm aware, you will just get in the same situation as us.
Is that right, Peachy, from what I know?
From what you... Well, okay, so you and Sakon were working on this problem a little bit. This is scene 3, by the way, so it's going to be time you're going to have to try and do whatever that weird thing is that you do with the power. It seemed to be the immense power created by the giant nacelle, because you've got a fast ship, right? That's probably why you've got 2 warp cores. Your nacelles are huge. You know, they're probably like one nacelle is bigger than the entire crew quarters.
Yeah, there.
They are powerful things. You could probably surmise that the power nacelles that run shuttles, like the ones that run the probe, might be within tolerance levels. You don't know, though.
So what you're saying is our giant nacelles provide plenty of thrust.
Giant, girthy
Kevin,
shafts
what I'm
of
saying
nacelle.
is that our ample nacelles bring all the Vatons to our yard. And they're like, your energy pattern is large. They're like, your energy pattern is large.
We could
Beta
teach you,
interesting.
but we'd have to charge your particles.
Everyone but
raise
Talar
shields,
can
but
take a
we'd have to
momentum.
charge.
Better than adding threat.
That was the other choice.
Captain, it's possible that the small energy emission of the Rave Rider might make it okay, but it would be a coin flip. I don't know if you've ever seen a coin. It's old Earth thing. We still have them on Doria. Yeah, oh,
Ah,
it's a 2D.
cool.
Yeah.
Marvelous. And I'm just like stood between the Wave Rider in the shuttle bay and the other one, just going. Just
If you
looking
take the
around.
shuttle pod out,
I'll go
you
for
will
the
probably
wa-
be
I'll go
killed.
for the Wave Rider.
Okay, so, so you guys start boarding the Wave Rider. King brings on quite a bit of equipment. How knowledge you in engineering, Captain?
I have 1 engineering and no engineering focuses. I've got ship maneuvers, but that probably wouldn't count.
I tell you what, give me a reason plus engineering, difficulty 1, complication range 20.
So I have to get below a 9. Reason engineering. No.
Yeah, she's just like she seems to be bringing on equipment that is just utterly useless and just going to weigh down the ship.
Is all that entirely necessary, King?
Yes, Captain. It's very, very necessary. Here we have a case 7AB12. It is technically it's just overblown converter, really, if you get down to the nitty gritty. And this here,
Please, I trust that you've got all the things that you need. Can we lift off now?
not until we are aboard the ship.
You're like standing in the hangar bay, just like directing everyone to take off because it's not like a shuttle. You can't just go woof.
The way for it actually doesn't come out of the shuttle bay because it's built into the underside. You have to go like down a hatch in one of the hallways.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so you
really
get
awkward.
into the ship like it's attached to the bottom.
Yeah.
So you board above it.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm assuming we have a really prolonged detaching animation where Riker just stands there going 20 degrees left for like 10 minutes and then
We're going to have to perform the undocking
left,
manually.
Left, bing.
Yeah, so this is a bit. This would take. You can't just launch it quickly in a couple of seconds. You need to. Everyone needs to get on board. You need to do pre-flight checks and all that stuff.
Okay, I'll hop in the thing and do pre-flight checks then.
Okay, so you start the pre-flight checks.
Welcome.
Talar, Plan A. How's this going? You're trying to convert this weird tech that you invented.
That's
on
Plan
the
B. Plan A is that all my minions are basically unplugging the warp nacelles.
You forget, Talar, that I know you, and that is definitely Plan B.
Oh, yeah. No, in my mind, yeah. Okay. I didn't know we were talking in Talar Land. In Talar Land, I'm working on getting the
Talala
navigational... but I'm also aware that we've got such a short period of time now because the power's dropping in my EPS conduits. So if they aren't done and we aren't out of here by the time that the conduits get down to about 5%, I give Janice orders to use the tractor beam to bring them back in, and we're just going to pull them through into the alternate dimension with us.
You want to do what, honey?
We'll just bring them with us.
Does that even work?
I don't know, but I thought you were the best damn pilot in the entire Federation. Or am I wrong, Janice?
I'm a good pilot, but I can't invent science, honey.
Oh, that's what I do. Okay, sorry, wrong department. Can you, if
can
they do
take
not
a
get back
momentum.
here fast enough, if they don't get back here fast enough, can you somehow use maneuvering thrusters to try and get the ship to them?
Well, the ship can't move at the moment with the nacelles being bogged down.
Damn it.
Unless
Okay,
that
good idea.
changes, I don't think we can move.
Well, when the EPS conduits get to 15%, tell them to return because we're running out of energy.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I mean Cagathez. You're the one on the bridge right now in charge. Cagathez, do that.
Yes, of course, Commander. It will be done.
Okay. And Al's gonna make the magnificational deflector dish, punch us into another dimension for a fraction of a second, fire a torpedo, and then drop us out as it explodes.
Okay, so you've gotten people to haul up the dimensional portal gate of bullshit. That's I don't know how. Okay, as the cadet runs, a cadet runs up to you and says, "Sir, Commander, sir,
Yes, Mayweather.
Nacelles are ready to be shut down, sir!
Okay, then shut them down
Sir, yes, sir!
and tell Bridge to let me know what happens.
Bridge, sir! Bridge, yes, sir!
Thank you, Mayweather.
He looks a bit confused and walks off. He goes over to a console You see him hit a few buttons. You guys are getting aboard the Wave Rider. Everything's on board. You've been doing your pre-flight checks. The nacelles go off. Everyone roll me a fitness plus security, difficulty 3, complication range 19.
You're gonna say all that over again in a second. Okay, wait. You said fitness plus security. Difficulty range was what?
Difficulty 3.
3.
Complication range is, did I say 19? 19. Should be 19.
I'm going to spend my girthy momentum because otherwise.
I'm not. I'm
You
failing
know.
it and getting
Failed.
complicated.
Oh, these
I
complications.
didn't bother
they're
spending
very
anything because I didn't fancy my chances. Then I went and got 2 out of 3 successes.
Yay!
Okay. So the entire ship just lurches. It's a lot more movement than you guys saw previously. Let's see who got the complication here.
I
Talar,
did.
you are thrown off your console, and you just smack into the back one of the walls. You actually crack the display as you just crunch into it.
I
You
wish
can
someone
take
had a
strain
hypo
with it.
spray about now.
You can take a strain for that. Who else? Asakon, you get thrown onto the floor as you're walking towards the science station aboard the Wave Rider. Bay, you're probably just checking over the weapon system, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the panels just sort of explodes as you're working on it.
What the hell?
Engineering is crazy right now. After the big
Engineering is
lurch,
crazy right now.
No.
the warp cores, as you pick yourself up, you can see some strange readings on the engineering cards. The warp cores seem to be shuddering, and their vibration seems to be getting stronger and stronger. Your footing is a bit weak on the ship, and you get call from the bridge. Commander, red alert. What's happening down there?
Are we getting any movement whatsoever?
Sir, we have lost control from bridge. No power to major systems. Life support failing. Shields down.
I just turn to the little subordinates and I'm like,
Plug those damn nasals in back in now. We need power back online.
Give me a... You don't know what's happening yet. You're just gonna direct them without seeing what's wrong and get them to see what's wrong?
I had the impression that we were on a very, very short time frame here, from what the bridge said.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case I'll
So,
plug
so
them
the
back in.
rule is, if you're sending subordinates to do something, they're gonna take work. They're gonna take time to do stuff.
Ah,
They're not the heroes. They can't just go,
okay.
there we go, and do it.
I'm self-reliant to a fault anyway. I kick him out of the way, and I just run it up, like get deep into the panel and start plugging stuff back in. I'm
Okay,
gonna...
You're
plug
jacked
in-
into the panel. You've got like a readout with you, I assume.
I'm gonna plug in one of the warp reactors into the nacelles, and I'm gonna keep the other one offline. And I'm gonna get the other one to go directly to the navigational deflector dish.
Okay, give me reason plus your engineering.
Would this be daring because I'm on the spot, just running over to the panel and being like
this
fixing stuff?
will be daring. No, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Let's see what focuses have we got here. Power systems, yep, definitely.
Difficulty.
Difficulty is 3. You cannot use the ship's computers because of systems aren't responding correctly, or the service is spotty.
Okay.
This
I
is
will spend a
difficulty
point
3
on that
because the ship is trying to shake itself apart. You don't have full use of the ship's computers.
Successful.
You are successful. Okay, so as your readouts are that
The ship also will roll. Just because I wanna
No,
check if I get...
you can't get a ship assist.
Oh, not
here.
the ship at all. Okay, cool.
Systems are down. So on your readout, the Vaton particles that had attached themselves to the nacelles started rushing to the center of the ship where the warp cores are, and were pushing in on the hull of the ship to try and get...
Captain, when we tried to disable the nacelles, the Vaton particles just instantly decided to charge for our warp core. It
They're
nearly
trying
destroyed
to
the
eat
ship.
it, maybe?
I presume they are feeding off the energy in there somehow.
Is there a way to distract them by ejecting warp matter?
That would be antimatter. And close to our ship would maybe not be the best of ideas. We could eject a warp core, we have two, but they are very expensive and Starfleet doesn't generally want us to do that.
It's warp plasma, right? I thought.
But they'd still be next to our ship. I don't know if they'd... And they might... Because to eject the warp plasma, you have to open up a little, like, tunnel. They would just rush into our reactor. I would really, really worry that they would just be like, oh, look, the reactor! Whoop!
And then we get a warp core full of Vaton particles.
It's not
Whatever the hell these things are.
ideal.
Perhaps we could send out a shuttle going at maximum warp. Might
Yes,
somehow
that's
draw
a good
them in.
idea. We should send out a shuttle with a mini warp reactor on board and go at maximum warp. I feel
was
there's
trying
a...
to
If they were to
figure out this
chase
thing.
that, then it would get them away from our ship.
The only shuttle
Well,
that can
now-
do that is the Wave Rider. We've already found out that the other ones would be destroyed instantly. Do you want to play bait?
I wasn't suggesting
fun.
that anyone man this shuttle.
What level are
Yeah.
the EPS conduit like thing at? Is it getting down low?
So you switched back on the nacelles, correct? That's what you were doing. You were hacking in to do it fast. So the stress on the hull started to go down. You are seeing buildup of I invented this particle. I can't remember the name. Vaton particles collecting around the nacelles again. The shuddering of the cores has stopped. Systems are back online, except shields are down. But you have basically full control of all the major systems, but you can't get shields, weapons to respond at all. And you still don't have maneuver.
We don't have shields responding.
maneuverability. You don't have any shields responding at all.
Captain, shields are down, weapons are down. I think we need to go to plan B.
Oh my god. Would I not... Is there a way for this Wave Rider to tug the thing out?
What do you mean?
So if I got in the Wave Rider...
Well,
and
you
we
guys
just,
are
like,
ready to
tractor
launch,
beam them
right?
out.
You guys are all in the Wave Rider ready to launch. All you need to do is push the button and you're in space.
Yeah. And then from the Wave Rider, can we like turn on the tractor beam and tug the Revelation?
I mean, that's something you can attempt for sure.
It might be worth an option. I mean, maybe something to think about.
I'm gonna try that, and then we will definitely try the interdimensional torpedo idea, because as much as I trust your engineering expertise, I think it sounds pretty risky.
Pretty risky. I mean,
I'm downplaying it, but
yeah.
like normal under normal physics conditions, like being able to pull something out of a place seems less risky. So I'm gonna try that first, and I launch the Wave Rider.
Okay, so the entire ship has got this strange sort of frequency vibration. You can feel the stresses on the hull without the ship, without the shields. It's like, and you launch, you push the button, and you disengage from the Revelation. As you disengage
no.
and get
Oh
to
god,
a
he
safe
spent the
distance-
threat.
get to a safe distance away from the ship.
Klingon Warbird.
And- anyone looking at sensors can actually see the size of this anomaly. It seems to be glowing. It's radiating some sort of light, and it moves closer to the USS Revelation, and you can barely see the Revelation through all these particles and like dust and gas. Your shields are down, Talar, and you hear the hull creaking, and that's where we'll take a little break.
God damn it!
Dun dun dun.
Just give me something I can slice.
Give me something I can do.
Shag.
I'm the worst captain.
I am going to put that in my report.
He's typing these up like daily.
I have already saved the sensor footage of him coming onto the bridge and put that into my like personal drive on the ship, and it will go to Starfleet. But right, anyway, we'll be back in like 8 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, so feel free to grab a drink, food. Go check out the ways of supporting the channel, or go have a look at something like the Wikia, where you've got lots of interesting information about different shows, different characters, or feel free to add to it. It's always good to get more over there. I'm actually really, really impressed by a lot of the large write-ups, a number of the characters over there. People are doing a really good job. But anyway, we'll be back in 8 minutes. Don't annoy spatial anomalies, though. That's bad. At least wait until the show's over. Hello, and welcome back to Star Trek Revelation on Roll4It every Friday at 6 p.m. BST, 10 a.m. PDT. Righto! We are currently in the middle of a spatial anomaly, and I think this is the point where we get Peachy to take over and murder us all. That is super reassuring.
So, the Wave Rider, as it moves, obviously when it disengages from the ship, it's got thrusters to throw it away from the ship before you get full control. And as you're moving away, you can see that the anomaly basically surrounds the Revelation.
Shit.
Captain, you're flying.
Yeah, I am.
This isn't looking very good. I don't know what to do.
Did we draw them away somehow?
It's all right.
Perhaps we need better readings from the anomaly.
Yeah. Sakon, use this Wave Rider sensors. Get us more
Perhaps-
information on these Vogon particles.
Is there any way?
Wait,
Really bad poetry.
Hey, Scon, real quick.
From Limerick.
Wait.
This is a weird idea, but is there any way we can communicate with the particles using some sort of like electronic waves or something?
Sakon?
I don't understand
It
science.
appears-
Someone tell me otherwise.
It appears that it's something to do with warp nacelles that is causing the issue, or warp power in general. Perhaps we should make use of the fact that the ship is distracting it. We could perhaps approach the core of the anomaly and see what it's made of. Whether it differs from the rest of the cloud.
That sounds like a way to die. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm going to try scanning the center, wherever it is. I imagine it's approaching rapidly, so that helps.
Captain, I am constantly needing to make adjustments to the shield of the Wave Rider. We are safe, but I have to constantly rotate the frequencies.
Okay. Unless we need to make a quick trip into the center of the anomaly.
I would not suggest using speed anything over impulse power.
Is there anything that we can maybe toss into the center and see what happens to it before we just go blindly into this thing?
A photon torpedo.
And then immediately I hear Talar's voice in my head. A photon torpedo.
Maybe we can throw security officers, see what happens, huh?
I don't like the sound of that.
I like King a lot more
A
now.
one-way ticket to my kick on your ass there.
You're about the same size as a torpedo bay.
A torpedo bay? Wow!
Take me on a date first before you think about shooting me out of a ship, darling.
Right. I'm gonna stick with the plan and try and tow the Revelation out of this anomaly. And meanwhile, Sakon, maybe we can get some more information on the velour particles.
I'm scanning everything I can.
Vaton.
No one can get it right.
Got yeah. Okay.
Now, Captain, you want us to tractor beam the Revelation?
That was the plan?
Okay, his Revelation is, how you say, huge. I will
Yeah.
need lots of power.
The Wave Rider
Well-
doesn't have a tractor beam, I think. I think we have to tractor beam them from the Revelation.
Okay. Coordinate a tractor beam, and I'll try and pull us out of here.
Uh,
the-
I'll
King-
observe the particles on the warp nacelles while we do it to see if it has any effect.
Yeah, because the Revelation ain't getting out of there on its own power. So
King to Commander Talar.
Yes, King. I'm sorry. Having my lunch.
King to Commander Talar. I am not getting any response from ship captain.
Oh.
well, I mean it's lunchtime, so he might be in the mess.
We quickly pan over to the engineering room, and Talar's like barking orders and marching about, and there's smoke everywhere. A fire has broken out. There's people. trying to put out fires and stuff.
Am I getting the feeling that this portal dimensional device thing might not work?
Sir, why do you think that, sir?
I was thinking internally, Mayweather. Deal with that fire. I'm thinking internally. Am I getting the feeling this portal device might work or might not? Because I have other plans.
Yeah. Okay. So back on the ship. Absolutely, I cannot get communications through to the Revelation, Captain.
God damn it. Can we just nudge them?
Also, it is really fun to say Revelation in this accent.
Revelation. Comrade.
Nudge them, sir?
Well, I have experience in ship-to-ship maneuvers.
Oh.
So, like, 90% of the crew of your past command died. Your past ship.
It wasn't my fault.
If I recall, the report said you piloted into and attempted mutiny?
Oh, wait, whoa. This is new to me.
I didn't attempt mutiny. The commanding officer, the captain, was incapable of making decisions. He was paralyzed.
Oh, yes,
So
I
I
am
did
sure
it
you
for
made
him.
all correct decisions, Captain, but
No
I do not want to lose 90% of crew, huh?
Yeah, no one would commit mutiny ever, right?
Okay, just a thought. I think we'll start with the scan and then move from there.
Yep, I get on with the scanning.
Okay.
I see how the particles are reacting to us and what they're doing in the center of the anomaly.
Okay, so you guys are moving. Are you guys moving? Sorry, Captain, you're piloting.
Yeah, I'm gonna impulse my way just around the revelation, inspecting visually and scanning, as you do.
Okay, Dr. Sakon, give me a reason plus your science. You can use the Wave Rider's computer here.
All right, what's the difficulty?
This will be a difficulty 2, complication 20.
All right. Focused. That's one success so far, and then I can roll with the... How do I roll with the Wave Rider?
Just use the ship,
All right.
because we haven't actually built a Wave Rider, but you can just use the ship.
Sensors, science...
Because Talar can't, it's
Focused.
exploding.
We did it together.
Nice.
I've managed to get it to 2 successes.
So you're seeing small amounts of Vaton particles around the nacelles of the Wave Rider and along parts of the hull where power conduits are. But it's not a lot. You're definitely getting readings there, but it's not a huge amount. When you turn the scanners to the ship, it's covered in Vaton particles. Its mass is about 4,000 times.
So just for
Okay.
imagining's sake, there's just Vaton particles on top of Vaton particles, and it's just kind of growing and growing.
Is there just a ball now where the revelation was?
So it's really hard to see the revelation, but through the scanners, you can see they're almost acting like crystals as they're building up to surround the revelation. It looks like it's trying to seal it. It looks like there's a quite a thick layer, almost completely sealing the revelation.
I'll report. I'll do an open report to all to the 4 of us, saying the situation around the revelation seems to be getting extremely dangerous. It now has a mass roughly 4,000 the size it previously does, if you account for the Vaton particles that have gathered upon it. They seem to be attracted by power sources in general, as well as the warp core. That may give us more options for things that we could potentially eject to distract them from the revelation and give us time to escape.
So what you're saying is we couldn't tug it. or push it?
We would have to be capable of moving something 4,000 times the mass of the Revelation to do so.
And we can't.
And the particles are continuing together. We have to somehow move them away. Dispel them with some sort of energy pulse if we can work out what that would be, or eject one of the warp cores or something else similar.
So now's the
cause them
time
to
to start
chase after it.
experimenting.
We have 2 warp cores in the Revelation, so it gives us the option of ejecting one and then using the other one to escape rapidly.
Well, seeing as we can't communicate with the Revelation, hopefully they come to that conclusion themselves.
I hope there's no conclusion. It would be bad. Wave Rider. There's a lot of people on ship. Your books.
Have we just given up on trying to go towards the core of this? Maybe there's a way in the center that's causing all these Vaton particles to, sit around here.
Yes, I think this would be a good idea.
Oh,
Will
yeah,
the shields
you're here.
hold?
What? Yes. What? Why do people keep saying I've been on the ship since we launched? I don't understand.
I'll be perfectly honest. I'm
Am
really
I
sorry
that
to say it,
forgettable?
but I don't know who you are.
Wait, you've been talking this entire time? I just blocked you out because I don't know who you are.
This has something to do with at a later date. We should approach the core. The mass of the
Okay.
Revelation is continuing to increase.
We gotta go quick.
As we cut to engineering.
Quick, put that fire out. Someone, stop that sparking. Someone fix the conduit up there. Mayweather, pick that woman up and put her back on the desk.
Sorry, smoke inhalation, sir. Picks her up. So it seems like stress is on the ship. Actually, Commander, this is Kakuthes.
Oh. Yes.
Stresses on the ship have increased exponentially. I do not think the ship's hull can withstand this onslaught. I fear we need shields as soon as possible.
Very well. I will fix that immediately.
And I run
And you
back
can
in.
hear the hull of the ship just creaking under the immense pressure.
So, what is the problem with the shields? Why are they not up?
Don't know. You want to find that out?
I will find that out.
Okay. Give me reason plus engineering. Okay, so everything's going mental. This would be fairly easy, but this is going to be a difficulty 2.
Okay.
And let's see. Let me.
Is this related to power
1
systems
is
again?
bad, 2 is good. Okay. At the moment, ship's computer seems to be running.
Okay, so this is about the power system still, right?
Well, give me a roll.
Well, I need to know my focus. Is
You
it about the
want
power?
to know why the shields aren't up, right?
I want to know if I can use my focus.
Well, I will tell you that. Yeah, you've got a focus for this.
Okay. Successful. I'll roll the ship as well.
Just 1 d20.
And whenever I am assisted by the ship, I can re-roll on my die. I don't want to. Engineering. Plus engineering.
Wait, is that only ship sensors?
Hmm?
Reroll, is that?
When you assisted by the ship's computers or sensors. Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm using the ship's computers or sensors, aren't I? Because they're up at the moment, you said.
Yeah, you are. You're using the computer, yeah.
Yeah. So a momentum, which I'll bank. So.
Let us look at these shields.
So your readouts are saying that every time that
Every time we
shields,
touch, I feel the static.
every time the shields they have to ramp up. Yeah, they've got to charge and then they come up. Every time it gets to a certain point, around 70% power, the power is drained.
By the Vatum particles. And when it gets to that range, do the Vatum particles suddenly increase?
No, so you're gonna have to give me a science here.
Oh no.
I tell you what, this would be fairly easy to tell this because ship's computers are running at the moment. Give me a reason plus science, difficulty 1. You can use your focus here of power systems.
Okay. Complication and a success.
Do I need the ship, or just is this me?
This is just you. This
Okay,
is just
cool.
you going, let me figure this out in my head. So from what you can tell, the Vaton particles are increasing at a steady rate. The only time that there was a major increase is when you switched large amounts of power. Like when you took the nacelles off and all the power was stored in one place. So basically, when the charge gets to 70%, so it needs to be 100% to get full shields, yeah? When it gets to 70, it just drains. The power just seems to go throughout it's almost like a crystalline structure around the ship now, the way the particles are bonded together. They are electrostatically bonded.
Okay. If I
deliberately overload some of the shield emitters so that they give out an EMP, will that break the electrostatic bonds on some of the particles? It probably won't fix things. It might give us more time. You are muted.
You know that would probably break the bonds. But these particles are organic, so they obviously generate their own charge anyway. So you could try this, and it probably would break the bond for a bit.
Okay, here's the plan. I could run to a shuttle craft, take the mini warp reactor from the shuttlecraft, put that into the torpedo instead of the antimatter warhead, fire it out, disable the nacelles, and then they might go after the 3 reactor on the torpedo. If I do that at the same time and break the bonds, they might go, oh, quick, we need more energy. Torpedo.
Okay. So you're going to run down to weapons and tactical to do that. Let's switch over to the Wave Rider. You guys have done a path over the ship, and you've seen this. It seems to be completely sealed now in a hard, crusty, crystalline shell.
Yum.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm not on that. But anyway,
We are no longer able to redock. We'll have to solve the problem before we can return.
Yeah.
is there anything towards the center that we're driving towards? Going towards?
Sikan, you've scanned this a couple of times now. You did send out a probe, but when the probe got a certain distance away, you weren't getting any more data back from it. There was too much interference. But you know there is a center to this, but your sensors can't probe deep enough to see what it is right in the center.
There is a center, but we'll have to get closer to find out what it is.
Let's get closer then. How about that, Captain?
Okay. If it helps us save the revelation, then that seems sensible. Let's take her in. And I go like boop, 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 boop.
Just going from this music.
Oh no!
Yes. So we see
Not
the
this
ship,
again.
we see the ship moving. From the outside, you can see there's a few crystallized structures, sort of just bouncing off the shields and stuff as the ship moves closer and closer. I'm gonna need from you, Captain, a control plus your con.
Difficulty.
Difficulty is going to be 2. You can obviously use the ship to help you here. The Wave Rider, which we'll just use that as the ship until I've actually made a ship.
Can I do ship maneuvers?
Yes,
As a
that is
focus?
100% a good focus.
Okay. And difficulty 20? Or complication 20?
Complication is going to be 19.
Okay, that's not too bad. Shit.
He said, rolling a 20. Okay, you got one success, so you can use the ship now to roll. This will only be 1d20.
Yes. What am I doing with the...
You will have to use a power. I'm just going to use shared power at the moment. So I'm not sure what the ship's power is at the moment.
It's at 5
it's-
now.
It's at 5 if that one takes 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what am I
Bear in mind that
using?
shuttlecraft
Engines?
generally have like
Yes.
2 power. They don't much.
Yeah, but I didn't have time to make the...
If you want, I can keep track of the power at the same time since you're doing a lot of work.
Yeah, if you could just keep track of the power, that would be awesome. Thank
I'll
you.
write down a one for the shuttlecraft as well.
Dang it.
Mm-mm.
Well, let's just use shared power right now.
Okay.
Rip the dream.
My plan B's looking good.
Okay,
We're still going towards the center, though. It's not like that's stopping us.
So you try and get it's tough going trying to navigate through this because you can't use the usual things you would use aboard a shuttle to navigate correctly, so you keep veering off course, and every time you try and compensate, you have to shunt a bit more power into a certain thruster, impulse thruster. And every time you do that, the ship gets it collects more of these Vaton particles around the nacelles. So you are moving forward. It's tough going, and you have started to collect some of these Vaton particles, which you can see as on a readout, Sakon. What are you doing, Bay?
Right.
Well, are you just along for the ride?
There's nothing much that Bay can do at this point because I don't understand what these what these particles are. I'm just hoping that we get to the center and then I can actually do something because
Do you want to try and understand what these are?
I mean I can try. My science isn't very high though.
Let's see.
Did you bring
Where's
moonshine?
Bay? So you got no focuses applicable. This will be a reason plus science. Let's see. Just to get a basic understanding of what's happening will be a difficult one. Difficulty 1. There we go. So you would attribute this to the way scum accumulates on a bath, because you love baths. You love taking it. You hate when you have to take a shower, right?
I do love some baths. I'm gonna also use that momentum to see if I would like to maybe call upon like maybe my past and like knowing like because you said I'm having this like sudden realization about these like particles.
Do you have any scientists in your past?
No, but I've dealt with some stuff in the past, that's for sure. Like with that infection that on that one planet, I don't know. I really don't. Like science is like Bay's worst subject. Like he is terrible when it comes to like understanding technobabble or anything. All that just goes right over his head. But he knows like how to paint really well and like
Yeah, so I mean, for some reason these things are attracted like a magnet, like iron filings to a magnet every time the power goes over a certain thing. You don't understand why. You can assume it's something to do with power.
Okay, I'll take that. I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but it really likes our ships.
Yeah.
Have we ever thought about turning everything off and just moving ourselves in a direction without any power besides life
Turning it
support?
off and on again.
No, just, well, maybe. It seems that the power of our ship is what's attracting these things.
See, I'm trying to aim us towards the center, but it's so tough going when I can't really see where I'm off to all the time. I have to keep on putting power in and then we collect them, but maybe you're right.
Just try turning everything
Well,
off.
if you temporarily deactivate as much as you can, then the ones you've accumulated might be released.
Maybe we can just push ourselves in the direction of the center and then turn everything off, and then we won't be laden with these things. Can I? I'm gonna try. I'll try that. So
Yeah.
I. Bloop de bloop.
Okay. So what's going to happen here is King is going to give you full power to your maneuverability, and then drop all the power. Is that what I'm getting from? Okay, so all you need to do then is try and control this sudden burst of power to get you going in the right direction.
Yep.
Because it's going to be fairly easy to turn a shuttle off and on again. There's probably a reset switch. Give me a... This is going to be daring because it's going to be in the moment. You can't plan for this. You've got to do it in the moment. So this is going to be a daring plus your con.
Daring plus con. Oh no. I'm gonna spend a momentum for an extra dice. In
Okay,
that
this is going to be a difficulty 2. Complication range is going to be 16.
Can I also assist him by like encouraging him? Like, you got this. You got this.
You got this,
Focus
Daddy.
again.
You can cheer him on. Focus is going to be ship maneuvers, yes.
Number of dice 3. Did you say 16?
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, you were successful. You got a complication. So what happens is King shunts all power to thrusters and gives you like a split second of thrust, and you just hold on. Like, you just manage to somehow direct the Wave Rider where it needs to go. Everyone just sort of kicks back in their seat a little bit. The ship goes dark. All systems are off. You are moving in the correct direction, but all systems are off. Captain, I have a slight issue.
Yes, King.
I can give you maybe 2 systems. Overload the mainframe.
Damn it. Okay, well,
I
That's not so
suggest
much-
maybe life support would be a good choice.
yeah, two systems. I would want. Wait, are we still
Life
cutting
support
particles?
would be the first one.
Yeah,
I
life
cannot
support-
tell, Captain. We have that.
Life support and sensors, perhaps?
All right, we're gonna take
we
a
We
need
also
to slow
have no
down once we get
shields.
there.
Perhaps shields will be better than sensors for the moment.
Because if we run into something, it'll knock us off course.
I am just going to turn life support on because I do not want to joke to them.
Yeah. I said life support, so
Okay.
let's start with that one and then
Okay.
decide when we.
Okay.
Shields, I think, for the moment, and then when we arrive, we can reactivate and use the sensors.
Have we all played FTL?
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
need
yeah,
life
you're
support.
fine
You
with
just
that
need
life
to put-
support for a
You
while.
need to turn the medical bay on. Just stand in the medical bay and you'll be fine.
I feel like Talar is telling me to stand in med bay. That make absolutely no sense because without oxygen, you would still. That make no sense, Talar.
Yeah, but the med bay would heal us while we're in there, so I guess we wouldn't die. We'd just be really, really starved of oxygen.
And have brain damage.
Right, life
Well, the
support
brain
and
damage
shields.
would be-
Life
Let's do
support
those two.
and shields. Okay.
Preferably, yeah. I would
We
like to
have-
continue towards the center of this thing.
We have life support and shields, Captain.
Smell that sweet life support.
You've got emergency lighting as well.
Luxury.
Can
And
we?
you're just drifting
can-
towards the center of this.
Can we like look out the windows on this thing and see if any of the particles of?
Sure, give me what would this be to look at something? Reason, I guess. Reason plus I'll let you use your discipline of security here.
Okay. Difficulty.
Difficulty, you're just looking out the window. Difficulty will be 1. This is more of a science thing, but
Is it difficult to look out the window?
it's not very difficult to look out of the window, but to try and get data from just looking at
Okay.
something when you're used to using computers.
And then complication range.
Just 20. Yeah, so like if you sort of look behind the ship, the direction you've come, you can actually see sort of clumps of crystals just sort of floating there. There doesn't seem to be anything on the nacelles of this shuttle or on the hull.
I think it worked. I think they've started to whatever sciencey term you're going to use. They go off the ship.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll have to reactivate as many systems as possible soon.
We're going to have to hope that the main ship, the Revelation, understands that they probably should turn off the power if they want to stay alive.
Well, the issue that they had is that they can't deactivate their warp cores, and if they shut off everything else, then the particles simply try and go for those instead.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm pretty sure you can switch off a warp core. They did it in Voyager once, but then they've done all sorts of weird things in Voyager, so who knows?
Yeah, Voyager isn't canon.
And the reason they did it in a Voyager episode was just for the effect of, like, the whole ship's quiet and we're telling ghost stories this episode.
Yeah, that's why Voyager isn't canon.
What?
Yeah, there was an episode where they told ghost stories to the Borg kids.
Oh my god.
Oh,
This just gets better and better.
Okay.
709 in a onesie. 709 in a onesie. Okay, it's valid. Yeah, so you seem to be coasting towards the center. Quite a bright light in the center of this thing.
Okay, we may have to switch from shields to thrusters so I can slow us down and we don't bounce off of whatever's in the middle there.
I have no systems or sensors. I cannot tell if shutting down shields would be a good idea.
You're our engineer. Can you try and fix some of the systems and power EPS conduits and
EPS
Invert
conduits on the Waverider? You stick to being handsome. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, okay then.
And the Waverider just coasts lazily through this anomaly. Back on engineering, the stresses on the ship are getting crazy. You can hear.
I
the
tell
ship
everyone go
roll.
for emergency therapy.
I do not think this is the correct time for that, Commander.
And how does that make you
might
feel?
all die. I have no feelings, Commander. My frontal lobe was removed during the operation.
Okay, so I'm running across to get a warp core from one of the shuttles.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You've got a sled to put the warp core in. While this has been going on, you disconnected it and you have a warp core now.
Yeah, tiny little warp core, the diddy ones they put in the shuttles. But
Yeah.
I take that across, and I want to put it in the front of the torpedo, and I just want to get it to vent warp plasma as soon as it is ejected. Just vent a little bit warp plasma, and then fly off, and we're going to aim it at the center of the anomaly.
Okay. But only after it's been shot out.
Yeah, just like
gonna
after
be quite
you
tricky.
leave, start venting some warp plasma.
It's gonna be quite tricky, but give me a reason plus your engineering. It'll be a difficulty 4 because you want it to do something it's not supposed to do, which is it's specifically not meant to vent plasma. So this is a very tricky
all
thing.
warp cores can emergency vent plasma if you need to vent the warp core. So it should
Not
have
this
facility.
one's apparently.
Okay, but it
Must
wouldn't
be,
be
it
able to,
must be an old model.
it
of
wouldn't be able to
shuttle.
vent it out of the torpedo because it would just vent it into the middle of the torpedo, and then the torpedo would be like, "Yeah, this is not boom." So I'd have to still make the way for the torpedo to vent it. So engineering task difficulty 4.
So
engineering.
I think that's tied to power systems, so you can use a focus.
Okay. And I will spend a point of momentum to get 3 dice.
You do have something else that might be useful here.
Oh, do I? I do? What do I have? You're very muted.
You could totally jury rig this.
I will jury rig it. Yes. In which case it's difficulty 2. I need it to work for a scene, and I will only use. You know what? Screw it. I'll use momentum anyway to make it 3 dice.
Oh, wait a minute.
I got
Wait a
2
minute.
successes.
You did difficulty 4.
Yeah, so I've reduced it to 2. I got 2 successes. It is successful. Had to spend more momentum to do it.
So after you've done that, you gingerly remove your hands and step very lightly away from this. This thing could, like any sudden jolt, this could be just terrible for you.
Janice isn't in the room, is she?
No, she's on the bridge. Very specifically on the bridge. And it's just such a shame. The power in the doors for the bridge, it's just not working at the moment. Whoopsie. But yeah, I take it across, push it into the torpedo bay.
Very carefully.
Right.
This is a very volatile bit of kit here.
Now, I would like to use my rank as Chief Engineering Officer to allow me to get extra crew support from the engineering crew. And I get everyone together and I go, right, this is a very careful operation. We're going to fire the torpedo. I want you to then shut down, disconnect the warp nacelles. I want you to then disconnect the warp reactors.
Last time we did that, we had a bit of
I know.
problem.
That's why I'm going through with the whole plan. Tell me afterwards. We disconnect the warp nacelles. I want you to disconnect the reactors as well. Both of them. And then the torpedo starts venting warp plasma. The ship's suddenly got no power. There's a reactor floating away from the ship. And in theory, all the particles should charge after it. Now, before you disconnect the reactors, you need to overload several of the shield emitters to give off an EMP, which should disable the crystalline lattice of the particles, so they should be free and able to travel after this generator. Does anybody not know what they're doing?
I know what you want us to do, but are you sure? Because it seems like to a wee laddie like me that you're trying to kill us. You want to vent plasma and turn off the nacelles and disconnect the wee warp core?
Yes. We have
We'll
no
have
shields
no
anyway.
protection against plasma discharge.
The plasma will only be discharged when the torpedo has been fired, not when it's in the tube, Ensign.
But the entire ship's covered in a crystalline shell.
And overloading the shield emitters should break that shell a little bit.
I know he's a Scottish engineer, that you should generally listen to those.
I'd like to request a wee temporary assignment to anywhere but here.
Yes, Cadet Mayweather.
Sir, yes, sir!
Escort the ensign to the brig.
Sir! Escorting the ensign to the brig, sir!
I'm actually a lieutenant, but okay.
Hut, 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 hut.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Well, we don't have a shield anyway, so, like, we don't really have the need for the power, and you said that what we needed the power for mostly was shield, and even without the warp reactors, we could still run the shields at, like, a little bit of percent. So, if this goes wrong, I will be telling my crew to plug them back in very, very fast.
Okay. Give me then. So you're telling everyone to do this, right?
I will be taking over as many of the main functions as I can, but I can't be in everywhere at once.
Okay, this is going to be all right. This is going to be a quite a difficult reason plus engineering role, or it's going to be a slightly easier daring plus command. You decide.
I'll take daring plus command.
Okay. This is you basically directing everyone to do what needs to be done. So give me a difficulty 3, daring plus command.
Power systems focus?
Okay, so I normally wouldn't give you this, but this is directly focused. This entire task is directly focused on power systems, so I will actually give it to you this time.
Okay. So difficulty 3,
Mhm.
daring plus command.
There's no ship's computers you can use to give out commands.
Okay. And I'm going to spend 3 points of momentum to get 2 extra dice.
It's a good plan. Oh dear. Okay.
I can't use my point of determination now, can I? I just realized I have a point of determination.
You're supposed to announce it before the roll. Sorry.
Okay. I forgot I had a point of determination available.
Okay, so you give out these commands. Everyone knows what they've got to do. And you get the console to do your part as well.
Right, on my command. Disconnect the warp nacelles.
Fire the torpedo. Overload the shield emitters. Disconnect the
warp core
reactors.
goes. Shoot out the torpedo. You hear a massive explosion that rocks the entire ship. Checking on the ship readout, it looks like the warp core has exploded inside the torpedo tube. The crystalline structure around that, it for a second it seemed to move away, and now surrounding the explosion radius of the warp core are these particles, the Vaton particles, in a perfect sort of mushroom cloud shape around. The entire ship lurches, and we go over to the shuttle, moving quite a tick towards the center of this anomaly.
You know what? I think the revelation's going to be just fine.
Vad, I might have just blown up a torpedo in your ship.
Yeah,
I
we wouldn't
trust
be able to do
Talar.
that.
He won't get anyone killed. It'll be just fine.
This is Talar we're talking about. I would be
He
surprised.
did build
if
the
half-
revelation.
I would not be surprised if half the ship is in another dimension right now.
Captain, I suggest that we just go straight into the middle of the anomaly. That will be our best readings, no?
Who are you again? I forgot.
Just every time he speaks.
I forget that you're always here. You're just so short.
Yeah,
You're the godfather of my first child.
Oh, that I know is some baloney.
you're sitting next to him, and every time he talks, he's like, ah!
Oh,
shows
God, he's here. Who is he?
He shows you pictures of a little girl, big smiley face, long blonde hair, freckles, cute as a button, and then you're there smiling. You got a thumb up. You've got a hand on her head, like ruffling her hair, and you look the happiest that you've probably ever been in your life.
I would never do this. This is not me. This is very unlike Mako Bay.
He shows the rest of you guys. It's definitely Mako Bay.
Yeah, you might have been a bit drunk, but like that's definitely
Even
you.
drunk, I'm pretty sure I would have vomited all over her or something.
Wait a minute. And he pulls out this little crumpled bit of paper, and with crayon it's written on there. It says, "I love you very much, Mako. You are the best godparent I ever had." And there's like hearts and kisses, and there's
Please don't
a
vomit
little
on me
stick
again.
drawing.
I've never, ever seen this girl before in my entire life. Ever.
Right,
He just
airlock him.
points at the picture.
I am not against murdering you. Just
Hey,
kidding.
look, who?
I'd never do that to you.
You.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
Is there anything weird that's happening in any of our readings? I know we can't get very many readings because
with
power's
shields
out.
up and I cannot. Maybe I can, with help, get senses up. She looks at you, Sakon.
I'm just distracted by he with his Andorian tribble. So what happened?
What's going down on him?
My God.
Margaret King.
Oh God. Oh God.
Margaret King said something.
Which is higher? Is it commander or lieutenant commander?
Right.
Commander's higher, I think.
Okay, so the recently promoted Lieutenant Commander King is asking you for help to try and get the sensors online.
I will provide help.
Okay, you will give me a reason plus engineering, difficulty 2. You don't really have a focus applicable here.
Alright. I'll do my best. I got 1. There was 1 success.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's not a problem. Jeez, 1, 2. Is that? Did you just get 4? 1, 2. Is that 3? Okay, 4 successes. Yeah. So you managed to get enough power to run the sensor array. And
Alright, what do we see?
Okay, so you're going to make a scan now. Give me reason plus science. You can use your
Difficulty?
focus. Difficulty 1. Complication
Reason.
20.
Science. Focused. There we go. Crap. 1 success and a complication.
Okay, so you can read immense amounts of power, energy readings from the center of this. Actually, roll me the ship as well. Let me see.
Ah, yes. Sensors. Science. Focus.
Take off a
I
power.
rolled 2 dice. I guess we should just count the first one, which is they're both fails.
Captain,
they're
we are
fails.
now at full power.
They both fails, aren't they? Okay. Yeah, you're reading immense amounts of power from the center of this anomaly. Let's see. The readings and the numbers, the timings of the variance between the energy. This physics model does not exist in this space-time.
Okay. Is there anything I can work out about it, like how we might be able to stop it, why it's come about in the first place? Do I recognize it from somewhere?
So it seems like the power readings you're getting from the center of this anomaly, not the branches or the gas, basically shouldn't and don't exist in this space-time at all. So you think if you were in the middle of it,
We won't
it
exist.
would be just space. Because every reading for every physics model you've ever known, this does not exist. You believe that virulently.
I just, as I'm looking at the arenas, I'm like, this is impossible. The center is, it cannot exist. This surely must be some form of dimensional anomaly, allowing something impossible in this reality to exist.
And
I
yet
don't know
it
how to
does.
deal with it.
Sakon. Remove every impossibility until you have the one, no matter how ridiculously improbable truth. And that is the answer. I
You
think
say-
an old
He's been reading a book
Book
called
said.
Sherlock Bones.
Yeah.
So, Colin,
Yeah.
you're saying that the limit does not exist, right?
The readings are impossible. They do not
Alright.
obey normal physics.
Interesting, interesting.
What was the thing you said about like about the middle just being like open space? Are you saying that if we flew into it, then there'd be nothing there, or we'd be annihilated, or we'd end up in another dimension? Or do I not know?
I mean, that's you couldn't know that, but as far as you can tell, it's just normal space in there. The readings you're getting don't make any sense whatsoever, and as if there was a complication, the thrusters kick in for like half a second. In fact, you grab hold of. Well, no, it's.
Oh, it's not a stick, is it? It's just
Yeah,
console. It's just
yeah,
like,
I know.
Buttons.
like
You
playing
probably
the
got a
piano.
stick installed, knowing you.
You press the manual control button, and a joystick rises out of the console.
You wrestle with the controls, but the sudden burst of speed starts accelerating you to the center of this anomaly. What do you do?
I can't control it. I guess this is where we're going now. Everyone, brace. And I just like try and keep us on track and you know, safe? Question mark.
It has been an on. I have served with you.
Take a momentum.
Peachy.
Yes, we cut back to the engineering deck.
Well, going through Talar's mind right now is just a really old Earth song that he's heard.
It's the eye of the distortion, it's the thrill of this flight. Flying up to the challenge of the GM.
Like, where did that come from?
How long it took you to come up with that? Because I could just tell he was like, they are not how long the gears.
That third line was a killer, I must admit.
All right, take a momentum.
Yeah!
Nickel and dimer.
No, it's this music.
Yeah, so all hell is breaking loose. You're getting reports from all over the ship that there are hull breaches everywhere. And you get a call from the bridge. Commander.
Yes, Hagathaz, I'm a bit busy trying to put out...
And it was like using extinguisher on somebody run past who's on fire.
Thank you. The port nacelles on the seashore. The port nacelle has folded in on itself.
That's not good.
No. I'm getting readings from the ship of fires are breaking up on deck 4, 6, and I can't remember how many floors
We have
they
8. We literally have 8 decks.
Okay, 4, 6, and 8.
Half our decks are on fire, is what you're saying.
We are venting atmosphere from 10 forward.
Well, put up the emergency force fields.
I do not have enough power. Can you get me power to raise?
Subordinates,
Internal
turn the damn
shields.
power back on. That was part of the...
Storm off and start reconnecting the cores, mate.
Hagathaz,
Yes, Commander.
I can eject the secondary warp core.
What? Why would you do this?
It'll distract the particles.
It seems to me that the particles are the only thing holding the ship together.
That's an excellent point. A very astute point that I wouldn't make because I'm busy putting people out who are on fire.
Commander, please get me power. All right, give me a reason plus engineering. This will be a difficulty 3. You can use the ship. You also have a focus for this.
Since this is in the middle of, like, an emergency situation, could it be daring? People are
Only
literally
if I
running
made
around
it
on
a
fire.
bit more dangerous. Difficulty 4, you can use daring. Or you've just found a quiet spot, you know what I mean?
So what's the difficulty?
To use reason.
Yeah.
3.
Okay, and I will use a point.
How much power does the ship have left?
4.
That's actually 3 because they just used one on the shuttle.
I did reduce it for the shuttle, I think.
They've used power twice now.
Yeah, it was on 6 and it's gone down to 5 and then to 4.
Okay. And success! So internal shields start going up. You got 3 successes, yeah? Yeah, okay. We are no longer venting atmosphere. Both nacelles seem to have changed in dimension and composition. I am reading that the ship is 40% Vaton particles.
I'm just waiting for the build up of the music. How long is this going to go on for?
You know, see, this would be better if you were blue and had triples.
This ship is also 10% made of triples.
We use tribbles to fight the Vaton particles.
Who can outbreed each other?
Looks like we got an old-fashioned breed-off.
Okay.
Want to throw my hat into the ring on that one?
we're all giving it a good old-fashioned college try.
I don't even know.
The tribbles
anymore.
would win because they breed exponentially, whereas the Vaton particles are going up in a linear.
You've never met
You've never seen a bad go.
Okay, Cactus.
You give him his books.
Yes, Commander.
I'm headed to weapons control.
Is that wise?
Do you have another smart plan right now, Cacathes?
If my plan doesn't involve weapons fire, then yes.
Does it involve us living much longer?
Variable cannot be calculated, Commander.
I want to launch a torpedo.
You know what happened last time you did that, right?
Oh, wait, no! We've only got the one torpedo bay, which is blown up. I can't launch a torpedo.
We only have one torpedo bay? We don't even have, like, a rear-facing one?
I don't think we do, not on the Nova.
Do we just have a million phasers?
Yeah, literally, we have a million phases. We don't have a torpedo bay anymore. I could kick the torpedo out the rear hangar and then fire it. I would like to go and get in a maintenance pod. They don't have warp drive. They don't even really have impulse. What they have is a tiny little thrusters, and they're used for inspecting the ship. So they don't really have much in the way of a power system.
Okay, yeah, you run down to... you've got one of those. Easy, not a problem.
I would like to inspect our nacelles myself, considering that all the sensors and stuff are probably screwed.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Attention, all on board the USS Revelation. We are escaping from the main. Whoop, whoop. All the alarms are going off. It's crazy.
Cagathers, what's going on?
Command.
I get out my shuttle.
Evacuate. The main dish. Folding anomaly.
I run across the ship to the bridge, and I get everyone to leave the hangar before I do, just in case that's the problem.
Okay, so you start pegging it towards the bridge,
Which is all of like a 100-meter sprint.
When you get to the saucer part, it's not really a saucer, it's like a triangle, isn't it? When you start getting there, you can see folds on the sides of the ship. And the entire bridge crew is running out of a turbo lift towards you.
Okay.
The entire ship starts to shudder, and you get, give me a fitness plus security difficulty 1.
And momentum.
All right. So are you banking that, I assume?
Can
Or
I
do you
use
want
that
more
momentum
information
to kick
on how
Cacathez
to-
back into the turbo? No, yeah, I'm banking it.
All right, so you put your hands on the corridors, and the ship just lays a couple of bridge crew coming out. Janice slips and falls. Ah!
I'd spend the momentum to grab her before she falls.
Yeah, you just like dive forward, like your instincts just kick in. You've got it. This is like your fold. You just need to protect them, right? And you just like catch her just before she falls. Oh, thank you, honey.
Yeah.
And as they come out, a force field raises behind them, and you can see down the corridor that the entire corridor is just crumpling in. It's being closed in. Just the noise is intense. You can see explosions going off down the corridor.
I go down to engineering because that's in the center of the ship, and I tell everybody to evacuate to engineering because it's in the center of the ship, and it would probably be the last thing left.
Okay, you put on emergency calls, and the alarms start going off, and you...
This is Commander Talar, acting captain of the USS Revelation. Everybody, evacuate to engineering. Immediately. This is not a drill. You probably guessed that part. Get to engineering now. Talar out.
And as the camera pans off...
I eject the secondary warp core. There's nothing left. There's no chance.
You're down the corridor right now as the camera swings out. We see the USS Revelation, half the ship it was, surrounded in these crystals. The front, it is still the saucer section, right? That's what it's called?
It's called that, yeah.
It's called the saucer section.
It's just completely crumpled. It looks like if a ship could do a dirt face, that's what the Revelation looks like now. Ooh, the camera pans over, and we're back on the Wave Rider. You are hurtling towards the center of this anomaly.
I cannot wait to get back to the Revelation and just relax. Or no, wait. I can't wait to get back to the Revelation and just relax. Oh my god. I miss my bed, honestly.
Yeah, that...
It's surely safer there than here.
Oh,
absolutely. Just hanging around in the saucer section. That was my favorite bit, I think.
I love this saucer section. Oh my god.
10 forward on deck too was a nice place to relax.
Yeah.
So as you guys are just reminiscing how great everything is,
you were hurtling into the middle of the...
You cut through the barrier of this this spatial anomaly. The entire Wave Rider gets flooded with light. Like you have to shield your eyes.
Oh, I didn't put on no tannin oil. Oh my god,
we've all got horrible sunburns. Apart from the shadows where our hands were, just like...
As your eyes get used to the light, from behind you, you hear a shuffling from Dr. Mansoura. I am sorry, Captain, for using your ship in this way.
Excuse me?
I am... Unfortunately, I'm not who you think I am.
I don't think you're anyone. Bingo! Who are you?
Bingo! I'm like just reacting like I'm just happy I'm right.
Dr. Mansoura, tell me what's going on here.
The anomaly that you have encountered is called the Antecedent. It is my home and my family.
And now that you're home,
we could have gotten you there safely.
There was no need to deceive us. We're peaceful. We're a starfaring nation of explorers and bureaucrats, to be fair. But we would have helped.
From your culture, you are nothing but thieves. Nothing but angry, warlike apes. You shouldn't exist.
And I interrupt him. I'm like, excuse me, but this is the same guy that decided to lie to us, deceive us. What's that say about your people?
The entire Wave Rider interior just disappears.
Well, I didn't like it anyway.
It feels as though you guys are sitting on a cloud of light, and you can see shadows around. And
God, if these are the dimension people.
Mansoura beckons his hand behind him. These are the protectorates.
Hello, how you doing?
And who are you?
Introduce myself.
The name's Mako Bay.
The
You
wormhole
introduce
aliens.
yourself. Captain, give me insight plus command.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm.
Complication 16.
Oh no. Focus? Do I have a focus for this?
I will have to check that because
Sociology?
I'm not sure anyone has a focus for this. Sociology.
Really need to change
You
those.
have a focus in sociology.
I do? Yay. Okay.
Oh, by the way,
Focus.
we have 2 torpedo launchers on the front and 1 on the aft. Chat has just corrected me.
I
Good
knew
old
he
shit.
did.
Sweet. Okay.
I assumed you'd remove them for more phasers.
I wouldn't remove weapons.
No, we have no nothing. I've got no momentum. Okay, let's just do this.
You have a determination,
Oh yeah.
which gives you an automatic 1.
I'm not gonna spend that just yet.
Okay.
God.
Oh God!
They shoot you on the spot.
You Margaret King first.
I'm not gonna.
For those of you listening to the
Margaret
MP3,
King.
that's 2 dice, 2 complications.
19 and a 20.
To be fair, Evad was never a good anything. So like,
But
if
your
he
next
dies
character
now,
now
I'll
is going to be
fine
far
with it.
better.
Like,
yeah,
it's
new
exactly
character.
what he deserves.
All of you
He just
here-
like stretches out his hand. It's like, nice to meet you. Please incinerate me.
Josh, you should have gone for the momentum that like Peachy offered earlier. You should have been like, "Hi, Daddy."
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
I see.
At
I
least
see
you've got the
trying to get that.
momentum.
Yeah.
I-
Hello, Daddy. Please give me. No, I'm not saying
Yes,
it.
Daddy.
I can't
Yes,
say it.
Daddy. Like it's own character for Avad. Yas, Daddy.
Didn't we say this in the break so no one watching actually has a clue what
No,
we're
they have
talking about?
no idea.
Good point.
Maybe you should have offered them a book from your collection.
This is my favorite book. It's called Space Daddy. Read it and you'll understand our culture and we can be redeemed. We are no longer apes. We have books and we
They look through the
What
book
is
and they're
a
just
bottom?
like,
I'm just kidding.
they must be purged.
yeah. We have erotica and all manner of enlightened shit.
People can bend that way?
I thought they only had 4 dimensions, but this woman seems to have 7.
Why are they always throbbing?
Jesus.
Oh, my face.
Let's just go worship Slanesh and get this over with.
I'm ready to
Oh,
add
the
my skull
heresy.
to the skull throne.
The goddamn heresy. All of you hear a voice coming from everywhere, just booming around you. Silence. I am the Antecedent. Who are you?
I introduced myself again.
Oh no, I'm like awkwardly like I'm like motioning like I can't speak because you just told me to be silent. So like
You're just like,
Everyone takes 1 stress.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Do I?
You don't know.
Yay! I'll live slightly longer.
Your smart talk is nothing here. I meant you as a collective. Who are you?
Maybe you should ask your friend here, who we have so graciously brought back to you.
Mansoura, you have returned.
Mansoura's physical form dissipates, and he turns into one of the shadows that you can see around you. All the shadows seem to be moving in unison, as if they were one thing.
These are my protectorates.
Can I like raise my hand as if I'm about to ask a question?
Yes.
Um,
Why are you two yet one?
It's a long story, which I have no problem telling you sometime. But
Time is of no importance.
okay, so then I proceed to explain to him what being a joined trill is like, and then
You, Bay,
yeah,
are much like myself. You live in symbiotic relationship with another being. Many memories, many thoughts, channeled through one. Step closer.
I take
It
a
has
step closer.
thoughts. I'm going to read its mind. Just so you know, all of the bad decisions I'm having right now, I'm just taking these two complications upon myself to just be the biggest dickhead.
All right, give me 2
You are picking up.
Oh, dear.
You are picking up two intense feelings, one of love and one of hate, equally as strong. Almost, they're so strong, it's almost painful for you to read them.
I'm getting some mixed signals here. Okay.
You, the one called Bay.
Yeah.
Give me an insight plus security. Come on, I'll let you use your discipline, because this is how you're trained to do everything, right?
Yep. Difficulty.
Difficulty is going to be 2. Do you have a focus? Let me check. I think you do have one, don't you? Yes, empathy.
Okay. And then give me like 2 seconds, because I gotta grab this food awkwardly as I am dressed as a troll.
As the camera goes back to engineering, Talar, there's some stuff happening on board the ship.
I mean, it's blowing up and collapsing and doing weird stuff.
The entire complement of 80 minus many people are in the engineering bay now. It's crowded. It's super crowded there.
I like the fact that we've got this music on at the same time. I imagine they're all kneeling down and I'm standing on a podium over them. Kneel. This is where it should have been all along. We will take the ship back to Earth, and we will bombard San Francisco, and they shall kneel before their god.
Praise Talar!
I get all the
That really
determination.
fits.
I'm not good with people, so I let the people huddle in their fear, and I just go over and eject the second reactor.
Muted.
You're gonna eject one of the.
I eject
Reactors.
the secondary, not the primary. I eject the secondary.
Okay, give me. Okay, this is going to be daring, definitely daring, plus your engineering. It's so cramped in here. The ship is barely functioning. You still have ship's computers. This is a difficulty 4.
Okay. I will spend a point of determination.
Automatic 2 success.
On my
So
2
make
successes.
this difficulty 2 then.
So, well, think I've already put it in as 4, but just count 2 of them as done.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I get the ship as well. So that's 2 plus 1, so that's 3.
Spend a power.
Spending a power. That would be engines, task difficulty 1 left. Department, engineering, focus applicable, yes. And I will use a point of momentum to get extra dice. Success.
Ooh. Yeah, so it's a big manual switch you've got to throw to finally eject it. And this thing is forced out of the its holder, its little drinks coaster. The core just like disappears from your view and shoots out, and we see that the core pierces through the crystalline shell. A lot of the crystals just break off and disperse into space as the core rockets out the back end of the revelation, and we actually see a lot of crystals gathering round the warp, the core, extending from the crystalline structure that was surrounding the ship. There is like a big sort of gap where it's sort of just shot out and grabbed it, and it's completely surrounded the core. You don't get any magnetic readings from the core at all. It seems to be completely shut down.
Also, I get my point of determination back because of veteran. 2 out of 2 times now. There's a 1 in 3 chance.
One of us is a power gamer. Can you guess who? We'll wait.
Veteran isn't meant to be that good. I'm just really lucky with it. So as I've now ejected the core, I run to the secondary bridge, the battle bridge, in the bottom of the what's it called? The hull, secondary hull.
Okay, yeah.
And I try maneuvering with the thrusters, with the rest of the power basically disabled and the particles having hopefully gone after that. I can't really tell what's going on outside, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I try using the little thrusters.
Give me a control plus con. No, is it control plus
it's
con?
Control con for moving a craft, yeah.
Yeah. Control plus con. Well, you're using the bridge, so it would be the same. Difficulty 2. Do you have any focuses applicable for moving a ship?
Nope. I spend a point of determination.
Okay. So you fire up the thrusters. The entire ship starts to creak.
I got no extra successes. I got the 2. The ship's still there, right? So the ship can go.
Yep. Spend a power.
Yay! I get a point of momentum, and I have to roll for my... I don't get
Oh, no,
back.
wait a minute. You
Determination's
need
gone.
to get a success in order to be able to use an assist, don't you?
I have. I've got 2 successes from my determination.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah, do it.
So I got a point of momentum, but I actually lose a point of determination because I didn't roll an effect. But I get a point of momentum.
So you power up the thrusters. The entire ship, you can just feel the ship isn't reacting how it should be. You hear metal tearing and screeching as we see that the whole hull of the ship, using maneuvering thrusters, has torn away from the saucer section and the nacelles that are extruding from the back part.
Can I spend the momentum to go further?
Yeah, okay. So you go a little bit further. You've completely disconnected from the other parts of your ship.
As far as I'm aware, we're just trying to save the last 80 people in the ship at this point. I'm very sad right now because this is my ship. This is my baby.
I guess in a way you got your multi-vector assault mode.
Yeah, the front part's detachable now.
Guys, I made a convertible. You've always wanted a drop top.
Everyone is bathed in light. You were very unsuccessful there, Mako. As you give him a bit of sass when you're talking to him, you feel like a hit on your chest, and you just get pushed back a bit. You don't get like thrown, but you definitely feel a pushback.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to offend you. I get nervous, and I sometimes can become a wise ass.
You guys hear the voice again. You have had the perverse.
Yes.
I am told you have position of power.
I have a position of responsibility.
One way around that.
Responsibility for what?
I have responsibility to represent the Federation, to keep my crew safe, and what else do captains do? To explore the unknown.
You guys see Captain Avad disappear.
Shit.
The lights around you seems to. It's still, you can still see, but it definitely dims. Avad, you are in space right now. You realize that you're breathing fine.
Oh.
And you're flying through space. You hear this voice. Responsibility. And you fly up on the Revelation. You can see that half the ship has been destroyed, pulled apart. You can see the hull, just like minimal thrusters, just moving. It's shaking violently. It looks like it's being piloted by an idiot.
Does he see inside the ship?
You're just seeing the outside. As you get closer, you are like 1,000 times the size of the ship.
Me?
Yeah.
Sweet. I try and put my dick in it. No.
Oh my god.
Hello, Captain Kirk.
That is so on brand.
Oh my god. No. It's not what I do.
Don't shut us down, Twitch, please. It's a joke. It's funny.
Fan art.
This is your responsibility. Your crew. How do you save them?
You have control over this crystalline particle, yes?
I have control over everything in your universe, you call it. Your space-time is insignificant. Nothing.
By the way, it might be cool if you can just about see inside the ship because of what I'm doing right now.
So as you're watching the ship, another part like that was trailing like one of the nacelle arms just kind of rips off, and you can see like through the ship. And basically, how you perceive everything, it's almost as if you can see through the materials of the ship, and you can see everyone huddled together. There's some people crying. There's panicking going on. There's dead bodies everywhere.
Then,
What-
if you're
what
the
does
one
it
in
see?
control here, the only way I can save people is by asking you. I feel the love inside of you. It's tempered by hate, but allow it to feel for these people, for our people.
You know humility.
Yes.
Do you see Talar?
Yeah, he can see basically everything. He
You see
perceives things in a
Talar
completely different way.
trying to maneuver the ship as best he can. Not really knowing exactly what he's doing. Trying to remember, very old trainee from Starfleet. But he's holding a small picture. Like a little old-fashioned kind of actual physical picture, which appears to be a Bajoran woman tightly in his hand.
Who is
Yeah,
that?
it is.
I can see you looking This blue thing.
That's Talar. A determined individual. I'm not gonna lie. He can be aggressive. But as part of our collective, he's incredible. He designed the thing you're tearing apart. He's the reason that those people are still alive right now. He's still trying everything to make sure they live. What are you doing?
You see in slow motion, like on the battle bridge, this thing's exploding. He had some crew there. Like half of them are dead, hideously burned. There's a guy whose body has just been like twisted in two. There's like a leg over here and an arm where it shouldn't be.
Can I just do like a ghostly face caress? Like he doesn't know I'm there. I'm just like.
I thought you were gonna say,
It'll
could
be
you do a
okay.
ghost and just come in behind and be like, helping me do the typing from there, just hugging me.
Making some pottery. So you move in. You feel like reality as you know it is insignificant. How do you feel about the people on your ship?
I feel.
Roll bond of the ship.
Yeah, I feel. I don't know.
Do you
Probably
feel
like...
compassion, or do you feel like it's only a ship, isn't it? Whatever.
No, I feel compassion. I mean, for the ship, I'm like, it's just a thing. But like for the people on it, I'm like, yeah. I love you, man.
Talar, give me a fitness plus security difficulty 3.
This is where I die. I have no momentum left. I have no applicable focus.
Rip. No.
So you're desperately trying to control the ship with the controls. Avad, you're standing there just like caressing his cheek, almost as if you're in the room, but the room doesn't really exist to you. You feel the compassion that you have as a captain, how you feel about every single person under your command, as the battle bridge, the center of the battle bridge, just starts to melt and distort. Underneath the battle bridge, the floor just drops out. Talar, you get sucked out into space. You collide with the bottom. What's your final words?
I don't say anything. I just hold the picture close.
Oh.
Rip.
You collide with part of the metal from the bottom of the bridge, and it just disintegrates your head until you're just floating bits of body, and you Avad, you just see his scalp float past you in space.
Okay.
Give me, and let me just check this one. It's gonna be control. You've just seen some stuff, so you need to control yourself. Plus command for the bond that you have with people. This will be a difficulty 3.
Do
not want to fail this.
And focus? Do I have a focus?
Let's have a look.
Determination. Use it.
You do not have a focus.
In that case, I will spend my determination.
You get 2 automatic successes. You passed, sir. You passed. Because you spent your determination. You get
Today is the day of freaking Complication Central.
Yes, so I'm going to bank all these complications right here.
The beginning of the next episode, the ship explodes.
What's happening with, like, Scon at the moment?
Okay, we go back.
Hey,
You guys...
we're like stuck inside the light.
Yeah, you guys saw your captain disappear. How...
Excuse me, where did Captain Avad go?
Where did
Have
Captain Avad go?
Have I
Hello?
experienced this before, or anything like this by any chance?
Yeah, I think you have.
How did I survive that time?
Tell me about the time you met a god.
I will tell Bay, seeing as I'm there, and we're just stood there in endless nothingness. Time may have no meaning anymore. He was just telling a story about how he was a trill, and that was all fine, could be trapped here forever. So he says, I have seen something like this before. I hoped never to encounter it again.
Wait, you've been here before?
Not here, not like this. It was different, but we're dealing with beings of a power we cannot comprehend. They seem to have complete control of the space they inhabit. I'm not sure exactly what the anomaly was doing, whether it was gathering power that they required, or whether it was simply a side effect of their existence, but I've previously, on my previous ship, encountered an anomaly that turned out to be the result of a being.
Wait, was it the same being?
I don't think so, but it would be hard to say. Perhaps it changes how it appears from one time to the next. It can do anything, as these seemingly can.
And I look up at them. How often does this happen? Do you just stroll up? How did you lose one of your own?
Mansoura appears next to you in a physical form.
Well, look who it is.
These things do not happen often. Your existence is not real. Our
me
existence is real.
It's real to us.
Let me just take a quick second real quick. You're saying that my existence doesn't exist, but yours does. Yet
Yes.
your existence and my existence have coincided with one another back on the ship. So you're telling me that at one point you did not exist as well?
I was curious. One of your ships came by. I tried to communicate with it. The way you communicate is...
Did he learn from Captain Avad?
Huh?
Did he learn how to communicate from
He's like,
Captain
huh? He's like the spirit of Talarcius comes in. Like, no.
The way you communicate is savage.
Yet you were perplexed by something that doesn't exist. How do you take interest in something that doesn't exist?
Have you not taken interest in the ant that walks over your sandwich?
But the ant and the sandwich are real. You're saying that we're not real.
Their realness doesn't affect my existence, therefore they do not exist.
That doesn't make any sense. How can you not exist, yet still have an impact on non-existent things? You've just killed, I'm assuming, everyone. You've just killed Avad because I don't know where he's at. I don't see him, therefore he doesn't exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Avad is alive, he
Oh.
truly exists.
I'm the realest one out of all you.
So I guess another point that I have to make is previously when I was talking to whoever that was talking to me, compared themselves to me. Yet if I don't exist, how can there be any sort of comparison?
Give me an insight plus Command.
Okay.
This will be a difficulty one.
Do you have a focus in interdimensional philosophy?
I don't, but this is totally
Empathy. Empathy
Okay.
is focus.
Wait, you said plus what? In security you said? Or
No, plus command.
command, okay. Complication range?
20.
What is with all these complications lately? What the heck? I feel like we've gotten a complication every roll for like the last 7 rolls.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, at this amount of complications, we should probably just die.
I know, right?
I mean, the ship is been destroyed.
I mean,
The
I'm
large
dead.
Situation's
dead.
gotten pretty complicated.
I'm coming back and I'm playing Mayweather's brother. Sir, yes, sir!
Oh my god.
Your ideas of existence are almost fascinating. You believe that even though something is insignificant, it still exists.
No, you're the one that thinks that because you're whoever that voice was. Just
No, I think that if it's insignificant, it doesn't exist. It is useless, it is pointless, it cannot affect anything.
So wait a minute. If we're so insignificant and we're so just not even on your spectrum, why did you need us to bring you here? If you're this whatever being up there, up in the sky, whatever, doing your thing, why did you
What
need
does
us
God?
here?
Because
What
in
does
your-
God need with a starship?
Take a momentum shot.
In your space-time, I do not exist. I'm insignificant until I came back to the antecedent.
So I guess my next question is, if you don't mind, and I kind of motion him because I don't want to like talk over this omniscient. I can't even ever say the word. I don't know why. Omniscient.
Omniscient.
There we go. There we go. Being. So, if we don't exist, and if you do exist, why are we even having this conversation right now? If we don't at all exist, what is your interest in us?
Again, your ideas of existing seem to extend to things that are insignificant. This is wrong.
Is it?
Yes.
So me thinking thoughts about you are wrong.
Yes.
Interesting. But it's the fact that you were in our own space of reality that caused me to have those mindsets in the first place.
As I said, when I was in your space-time, I did not exist. I needed to get back. I used you, your crew, your ship, your entire, federation, to send you here, to get me to exist again.
For that, could you reward us by sparing us? Such an act would be insignificant to you. You have absolute power over us.
And I like subtly like roll my eyes. Like I look away and I'm just like, oh my god.
That wasn't subtle.
Despite the sass, you do pose an interesting concept. But I am merely a protectorate. I am not the antecedent.
As we cut over to the antecedent talking to Captain Avad.
Isn't your name a music thing? You're just like they're making conversation while they're waiting for the others to do their thing. Like,
Are you watching till I die?
You see the world now as...
Sorry, wrong voice.
You see the world now as it truly is, yet you still hold on to your feelings of empathy for your fellow being.
yes.
You are one of us. You have...
The philosophy of these aliens is so what? Okay.
I'm sorry, you invent an entire godlike race. Villain.
Okay, They love us lots, and they want to give us lots and lots of hugs. There we go. I like this
There we
race
go.
more.
The hug gods.
So, Avad, you now can view this reality not as time and space, but as a whole. You can see everything from the dawn of creation to the end of time. You can do anything. This world is insignificant.
I mean,
I have made you like this.
Kill him.
I hear those thoughts. That will not work. I have made you like this. Maybe a test. Maybe I like to toy with you. You have unlimited control over this pathetic reality. You may do with it as you wish, but only once.
so you know
One
that thing
choice.
called choice paralysis? I mean, I could just kill Hitler. I
You
could.
could kill Hitler.
Wish for more wishes.
Yes.
That's right. You kill him, and then you can absorb his power.
You see the decapitated body of Talar just
There we go.
float past you. This spinning behind him is this picture of a Bajoran lady.
Oh God.
If you truly are as caring as you say, there is only one thing you can do. It is no choice. Or is it? Maybe you could just be one of us. One of me. An antecedent.
What do you do, Evad?
Holy shit.
Sexy party, sexy party, sexy party.
I undress. Evad. I just sticks his hands right into reality and starts fiddling around.
You can see you're going through, but your mind is distracted by maybe the loss of life. You can see the point in time where the ship is traveling towards the anomaly.
Yeah, I'm going to just pick a single kind of chain event that I can just nudge and kick off, and it will spread throughout the revelation.
You remove the Borg cube.
The Borg cube? When did that happen?
Wolf 359.
Not that far back.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe a few hours. It's
You're omnipotent. You're wasting it on me. That's what Sly would say.
So you delve in with hands that don't truly exist to a point in time.
That's how I'm thinking. I'm just like manipulating around all the other events that are happening at that point in time and just picking one single molecule, and I change its trajectory ever so slightly, and it pings off into the ether and cascades into events. And then I see myself in the past just going, and then maybe an hour just outside of the range of the anomaly, I'm like, full stop.
Captain, aren't you still drunk?
Not anymore.
Time and
That's-
space coalesces around every single one of you. Light, matter, power, time. It's all one thing, one blip, one insignificant dot in reality. And Avad, you're having a drink with Mako Bay in 10 forward.
Hey, you gotta try this moonshine. It is so good.
And that's
does
where we
smell
end the
good.
show today.
You cheated. You loaded an earlier save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F5.
There was so
Yeah,
much
F5,
I would've
every-
done. Oh.
Does that mean? Wait, next week we just need to air this stream again and just keep doing
Sweet.
that every
Hold
week
on.
for the rest of the show.
We
I have
still
a
get
question
paid,
for Peachy. If I had not botched my roll, would I have been the person
Yes.
that... God dang it! Dang it! I would have done so much crazy shit with that power.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, come on, Josh. You could have done so many things.
Wasted the power so much.
The thing is, that was real choice, because if he stopped everything, that's the end of Revelations. So I actually gave him real choice.
Oh god.
God
And he
damn it,
chose the
Josh.
right choice.
I was really tempted to just go, cool, I'm a god now. I mean,
They wouldn't have allowed that. I don't think.
I can still up here, god. What are you saying?
All stats infinity.
Command 100.
He just becomes
Try
RQ.
rolling
Like,
under that.
we all
Roll
go up a
everything,
rank.
Difficulty 0.
We all go up a rank. We find a new person to replace Josh, and then Josh comes back occasionally as Q, just messes the ship.
Just appear
Every episode's
naked
a
on the
QA.
deck, like, hello, Captain.
Does Josh remember or does Captain Avad remember all this?
No. So he hits his comm badge and says full stop. And then you guys carry on drinking.
So the question, the really important question is, do we get XP for it? Since it never happened.
I would say no.
Fortunately, XP doesn't exist in this system, so
Also, won't the same events just happen again?
I assume
That's what I'm
that.
thinking.
That's
Yeah,
the
so we
entire
just
Because
yeah.
Josh didn't.
I assume that the person who's like on the ship who's trying to get home isn't here anymore. I assume that's the difference.
But why? Because time just reversed itself. So
And because he's not there, we're not distracted for a bit, and we do make sure to scan the anomaly before we just jump straight into the middle of it.
The important question is, does Avad and Bay still come to the bridge drunk? Because I will still be putting a report in.
yeah.
There we go, excellent.
you smell
It's
moonshine
me.
on Ivad's breath, but he's not wasted this time. I think that's the difference.
The difference is you lower the blood alcohol concentration of Avad.
Yep.
The motto of this story is don't go to work on a warship drunk. Because that's a silly idea.
You will end space, time, and reality if you do such a thing.
Yeah, but then you get to be a god for a bit, and that was pretty cool.
I'm just going to
so
say
mad I
that
botched
you
that
got my
roll.
character killed because you were drunk. There we go.
No. You got your character killed. I was like, cool, let's go out on the Wave Rider, and you were like, no, let's get King to do it. What was
Some
King doing
people
in
have
the light?
responsibility. And I was like, I'm second in command of the ship. I have to stay behind with the ship.
Yeah. Where did King
She
go?
did not exist.
They didn't like her accent. They found it annoying, so they didn't make it.
She was there and awestruck.
I was low key hoping that the entire starship was going to be gone and we'd get a new
Dylan,
one.
you sassed a god. You shouldn't be alive right now.
To be fair, Avad double failed with a complication the first check. So I think we're all very lucky about the GM allowing us to live right now.
I did kill you, Talar.
That was a complication. He killed me. Wow, Avad really did get me killed.
The thing is, he was a god when I used the complication he created, so I get to do that.
Avad got me killed. It's official. Avad got me killed. Anyway, we can talk about this in the after show. Thank you very much for watching. As per usual, you can support the show with the Patreon or the Twitch subscription, or you can tip, bits. Go check out the subreddit, go check out the Wikia, go check out the Twitters. We have a YouTube channel where you can get the videos 24 hours after they are live, like the very beginning of their live, not the end of their live. So in theory, you actually get to watch the episode before it's live, in terms of a day late. Words, you understand.
20 hours later. You get
20
it in 20
hours later. Yes. So, yes, thank you much for watching, everybody. We, of course,
Happy Roll for It. We're going to quickly go through where everyone is until next week. Remember, we do have a show on Sunday. We have the continuation of Layla the Vampire Slayer, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG, with myself, Josh, Bentham, Margaret, who is in chat right now, and of course, Lauren. So, Josh, where can we find you until next week?
I'm a god now. You can find me everywhere. Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, Gaming FTL. I am also I'm taking possibly this weekend off to finish writing up my notes for the Strange Adventures campaign vlogs, but I should be back next weekend and like catch up with the episodes, so we should be all good on that channel. And I'm streaming Tuesday some Divinity 2 with some mates. It should be fun.
In which case, Dylan, where can we find you when you're not sassing a god?
It's 8-Bit Dylan on Twitter. That's all spelled out. Also 8-Bit Dylan on YouTube and Twitch. Got through doing some amazingly fun streams this last weekend with Trixie Mattel. So that was a lot of fun. Raised a lot of money for charity. But normally I'm live streaming every single day a wide variety of games. So check me out on Twitch. In fact, right after this, I'll be streaming some Evil Within 2.
Okay, so check Dylan out whenever you can. But when you're not, Bentham, where can we find you?
I am Bentham, and you can find me on YouTube where I am Mangleport Gaming, because I was young when I came up with the name and decided it was a brilliant idea to base all my branding on a bad pun. And I play lots of indie games, usually sandboxy style things like Factorio and Cosmoteer, and I'm also playing Niche and Kingdoms and Castles at the moment, cycling them. At some point there'll be Factorio. I keep saying there will be and then I don't make any, but at some point I will. Eventually. Give it like a year. That's me.
So, Peachy, when you're not murdering us all, well, getting Evad to murder us all, where can we catch you?
Oh, that was awesome. I stream. I'm on Twitch every single day of the week. Come and join me on twitch.tv/PeachyPix. Like next weekend is TwitchCon. There's a con on next weekend, but I will be here on the front line streaming both Saturday and Sunday. Come and see me, because none of your favorite streamers will be there. And then second-rate affiliate me will be there entertaining you with, well, we did crotch cam last week. That was an accident, so it won't be happening again. Or will it? No, it won't. Twitch TOS. No, it's bad. It's bad. Really bad. Speaking of crotch cam, EE, what are you up to?
Not that. So, hello. I'm Enter Elysium. You can catch me over at youtube.com/Enter Elysium or twitch.tv/Enter Elysium. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I will not be streaming the Saturday after, not because of TwitchCon, just because I'm away. So feel free to actually watch Pixie. God damn it, again! Peachy, that day. You can also catch me over at Twitter, which is twitter.com/Enter Elysium. Plain and simple. I'm currently playing some Race of Goldfish Cyborgs in Stellaris on YouTube, and also a game about trying to make people survive in a cold wasteland with a strategy game by making the children do all the work for you, which is great. I just put the children to work. Anyway, we've been Roll4It. You can catch us over on Sunday, same time, 6 p.m. BST, 10 a.m. PDT, where we'll be continuing from the last episode, which was rather interesting. If you want to get up to speed with that, do feel free to go over to the Wikia and check out what's been happening so far. There's a really good write-up on all the Layla stuff. I popped on there the other day to see if I could help out with the editing and writing, and I didn't really need to. So that's really, really nice. We do not have any tips today, so without further ado, we can Roll4It, and may the dice roll over in your favor.